first to the stream.
Good day, everyone. Welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to the new stream. What does everyone think? What does everyone think about the new setup? It's half baked, but it's coming along. I was trying to get everything like 100% completely finished, and before the start of the new year, and it did not pan out the way that I was hoping. So most everything is done. I still have a couple more things that I want to change and do, but it's coming along. It's coming along. So for anyone who caught the very beginning, yeah, new scene there, kind of exciting stuff. Kind of does the whole retro stuff TV thing. Kind of fun. If you missed it, I'll show you again. Here it is.
And
then it does a whole like channel switching thing.
Also media.
Absolutely. So anyway, yeah, good time. So anyway, like I was saying, I was trying to get the entire thing done for the new year, which did not work out last time, and even this time it's still not 100% done, but we're getting there. It's almost there. Anyway, yeah, so welcome everyone. Glad you're here. Hopefully everyone had a fantastic weekend. I hope. I also did some changes, so not only just like the overlay itself. Okay, not only the overlay itself, but I also changed up like my camera and microphone. I used to have a cord that kept my microphone from going any further than like this, because it like ran down behind my desk and then under and then plugged into my computer. But now look at this. I can bring it all the way out here. Friggin' look at that. I finally got a really long wire, so I am no longer constricted. I no longer have the constriction of the very short wire that came with this microphone. So good times. I also got a new green screen. I know you can't see it because it's chroma keyed out, but it's much larger than my last one. I was like, you know what? It's been a year now. I can spend a little bit of money and get a new green screen and get a new wire for the stream. So yeah, good times. I think the last thing now is I just need new lights. I have a very cheap little, they're like 6 inches tall by like 12 inches wide, and they're just like these tiny little things. And anyway, so yeah, wanted to have all this done before the beginning of the year, and I did not have that done. So yeah, I guess that's basically all the housekeeping stuff for everybody. Oh, I guess the one other thing, so you may notice, maybe you didn't notice, but you may notice that the Game Bruh is gone, and that is because the Game Bruh in its first form has retired. The Game Bruh is gone, but not forgotten and not forever, because I am working on a new kind of idle game that everyone can play on the stream. Hopefully it'll be a little bit more exciting, a little bit more fun, I hope. Fingers crossed. So that one is not completely done yet. It is not quite there yet, so it's not going to be here, but it's actually going to be here where the grass is down here.
__ artist says, nice overlay. Anyways, I was hit with a random jolt of inspiration, so I'm gonna go. Sets of smoke bomb and doesn't run into a door frame.
Fair enough. I appreciate you being here. Hopefully you have an absolutely fantastic time.
D03S _
Wait, is it gonna work? Is it gonna work?
PNG.
Why is it not working? Okay, so the voice of God is working, but the PNG tuber's not working. Why is that not working? Well, I can do this. Oh.
Maybe not. Hey, look at that. Look at that. I will manually turn myself into a PNG for a while. I don't know. Yeah, it's again with like all of the changes and things like that. I thought that I had everything working. Apparently I do not. So we will get that thing figured out. We'll get it figured out. Anyway, yeah. Well, welcome everyone. Glad you're here. Fairly says, whoa, new stuff. It's pretty exciting stuff. Hootie Hen says hello. Welcome, Hootie Hen. Glad you're here. We will be taking a look. Let's see. We're going to check out media and art very soon. I think that's probably been about 30 seconds. So I'm going to switch back. There we go. It's me again. Really quickly, though, I just want to see what might be going on here. So if I come in here and we go to the PNG tuber. Overlays / alerts. Camera. PNG tuber. Turn on. So it seems like it's not turning off the thing at all. Okay. Main. Change source visibility. Main. Overlays and alerts. Let's find. What if we find overlayers? Camera. Oh, that's why. Okay, so we need overlayers. Yeah, with OBS, it is very bizarre how it does things. So you can't have a duplicate name of anything across any of your scenes at all. Like you can have a completely different scene, completely different folders, but then if you have a camera source that you call camera in that different scene, in that different folder, it's like, nope, there's another source called camera. You can't do that. Which, like, fine, fair, that's how it's how it refers to things and does all that stuff. So it's like, okay, fine, that makes sense. But like, it's just very bizarre and weird because anyway, so I had some weird things named oddly, but I think we should be good now the next time the PNG tuber gets used. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. We'll find out. Let's see. Also media and art. Very cool. I appreciate that, Victory Game Zombie. Thank you. Perchance is the dare button going to appear soon? I hope so. Yes. The only thing still is that I can't really do like playing games on stream, or at least not a whole lot, just because I'm like trying to get everything done, and so I'm like, I don't know. So we'll see. What green screen? You in the computer screen. Exactly. I'm here. There's nothing behind me. This is just a void. There's nothing there. It is not a thing that I avoid. It is a void. Yeah. I was gonna spell it out, and then I was like, that would literally just spell avoid, which is what I was trying to avoid. Nice overlay. Anyway, I just can't. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we heard that one. Actually ran into a door today. Oh, Cameron,
says,
what happened?
When you going, release the dare button and the demo Moonwood.
I feel like the dare button will probably come sooner than the demo. The demo should still. I mean, we're still hoping to be on track within the first few months of this year. So that's what we're going for anyway. Which is why I'm like, well, I can't have the dare button and have people daring me to do things that take me away from the stream. But I also don't want to set a whole bunch of restrictions on the dare button. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll see. Hello, PNG Moonwood. How was your day? It was great. It was actually pretty great. Very busy, but it was good. It was good though. Fairy Winkling's got the twerking ducks. Welcome, Fairy Winkling. Glad you're here. David says hello with a MU die dance. I don't know what that is, but I appreciate it. Coin flip perchance. Oh, that's right. We haven't done a coin flip in a while. We will have to do that. Definitely have to do that. I'm working on the Jelly Fields new tutorial. Oh, nice. Yeah, tutorials, those can be tricky because it's like everything that you do is stuff you already know what's going on. And so like it's hard to figure out. It's like, what do I actually need to describe versus what are other people going to pick up on versus what are things that you just, it's second nature for you now because you've been working on the game. Yeah, tutorials are not fun. They're not fun at all. In a perfect world, you'd be able to create your game and then leave it there for like 2 years and then come back and then relearn how to play the game and like make notes on learning and then make a tutorial based off of that. Maybe. Or you get someone who has never played Jelly Fields, see where they struggle, and then create a tutorial based off of that. Yeah, maybe. Let's see here. We need to get the demo out before the day gets back. No more adding new things to the game, Moonwood. I promise. Only filling things out. No more new features, just adding things to what we currently have. So yeah, no more features, just new content. That is the goal, is to not have any more new features, just content. Am I the coin flip person? And because I wasn't here, the coin flips didn't happen. Interesting. I think we did it like maybe 1 or 2 days that you weren't here, and then it kind of dropped off. which is my bad. That is my bad. But I do appreciate the reminder, Hootie Hint. I'm making the tutorial based on watching people play the original tutorial and seeing what they struggle with. Hey, that is smart. I like that. I like that. I like the new purple background. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I was debating. I was like, should I keep with the blue or should I go with like a purple? Because I was like, the more that I looked up different, because I was trying to find different inspiration for the new, like a new layout for Twitch, right? And the more that I looked at it, I was like I was searching specifically. I was like looking for tutorials. I was looking for Twitch like overlays, backgrounds, things like that, specific to space, to stars, to moons, things like that. And more often than not, they were coming back as being purple as I was looking for like space and moon and stuff related stuff. And I was like, what if we go purple instead of blue? So I may be doing a complete rebranding from the current blue that like my logos are across social media. I may be going like a lighter purple or like I guess this isn't really light purple, but this kind of a purple. So I don't know. We'll see. Oh, I've also fixed kind of my green screen. So like I can reach slightly higher. It still cuts off right around there. And I can reach over just a little bit more than usual. As you can see, my hand is now where my light is shining. So it's kind of interesting how you can see it go from like, you can see the details in my hands to all of a sudden, they're gone. Because, you know, there's a bright light right there. Anyway, a lot of people surprisingly didn't understand what you're supposed to pick up and drop items as the main gameplay, which is really interesting. I can't remember if I picked up on that really quickly or not. Although, to be fair, I had watched you play the game / make the game before, so it kind of like makes sense that I was able to look at it and be like, oh yeah, and just kind of picked up a little quicker. So it makes sense for myself, but I guess for other people, I don't know. I don't want to hold back. I don't want to hold back too much. So the tutorial basically says, here's controls, click on everything and experiment. I like that. That is a good way to go about it. Do you need a moon PNG to become for 30 seconds? Because I think that would be cool. I could do that maybe. We'll see. We will see. Over on YouTube, let's see. We got Draco. Welcome, Draco. Glad you're here. We've got Domino in the house. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Domino. How you doing? How was your weekend? I like the color screen. Thank you, Draco. I appreciate that. Dakota says, what's up? Just, just living life, enjoying things. Let's see. Draco says, I decided to make my game in RenPy, and now I'm wondering how pixel art scaled up to 1920 by 1080 would look. Well, it depends on what the original resolution is that you were to have created. Because if you start off too small, then it's going to look not great. But if you start off with a decent size, so like say for example, this right here is technically like the original size of the pixel art right here. So this is the scale of this is 320 by 180. So as you can see, so each pixel you can see each one of the pixels. So each one of these bricks is 15 by 6 pixels, which isn't huge. It's not horrible. But then if we increase this to, I believe it's 800%, no, 600%. So 600% would be 1920 by 1080. And yes, like when you zoom out, like it looks fine. So long as you upscale your pixel art, and have like the what's the scaling algorithm, the interpolation. So long as you have it as nearest neighbor, I think most programs will allow you to switch the interpolation as you resize things. So you just want to make sure that it's set to nearest neighbor. I don't know how RenPy handles it because it's open source, it might allow you to just do nearest neighbor. Maybe you're gonna have to check and see, because there's a very good chance that it's possible it is doing some kind of like bilinear or bicubic scaling, which basically if you do, so like I'll just give you an example. So I'm going to resize this back to to normal, and then if I were to change the image size, so as of right now it is doing it based off of nearest neighbor, but if I go up to 600% and I set it to like bilinear and we do okay, it is now going to be very fuzzy and not great to look at. So if you're going to do pixel art, make sure that you are either upscaling it before you then put it into the engine, because if not, it's going to be potentially all fuzzy and not great looking, or make sure the engine will allow you to upscale it with the nearest neighbor method. You will have to make sure that you are keeping it in the perfect 16:9 aspect ratio. As soon as you go, if you start going off of that, it's going to start stretching and doing weird things. But yeah, so if you want to make it something like this where it's 320 by 180, which is 1280 by 720 cut into quarters, so smaller, But anyway, if you're gonna do that, then yeah, make sure you create your pixel art and then either upscale it before you put it in the engine, or just make sure your engine will allow to actually upscale without having to do some kind of interpolation. Oh, Moon, did you get a chance to see the Jellyfields merch I sent? I did. I looked at it earlier today, and then I ran out of time to be able to respond. So I actually just responded like right before I went live. So I'm not sure if you would have seen the message, but yeah, absolutely love it. I honestly think the hoodie is probably the way that I would go. Although I don't know, because like here's the thing, I couldn't wear a hoodie all the time. Like as soon as summer hits, I can't wear it anymore. So I may get a shirt. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Let's see, Draco says, A Sprite has resizing and it's done by nearest neighbor. See, there you go. There you go. Yeah. So long as if you're going to do it, then yeah, make sure you resize it before you put it in the engine and you should be good to go. It's been quiet, just working on my card game as usual. There you go. There you go. Hey, nothing wrong with things being quiet. Honestly, sometimes I wish things were a little bit more quiet, but life does not slow down, and I'm all right with that. I'm all right with that. All right, let's take a look at art really quickly, and then we're going to go look at the community projects, create a corner, and then we're going to jump in and we're going to do some game dev stuff. So let us take a look here, Cameron. Very nice, very nice. She's looking fantastic. I'm very excited to see what the dress looks like when this is done, because like just seeing like the outlines and how it is looking so far, I just know you're going to do some amazing things with this. So yeah, absolutely fantastic stuff. I love that. Oh, what do we got from Air Fried? Hey, probably my best Rosie sketch. She looks absolutely fantastic. The fact that you just drew that in a notebook is crazy. Oh my gosh. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful. Cameron says, Imelda, the goddess of prophecy, and Urine's mother. The hair forms the top fringe of her outfit. Oh, I like that. That is kind of cool. See, I would have assumed that this was just like the top of like her dress or outfit or whatever, but no, it's the hair that actually like wraps around. That is really cool. I like that. Very nicely done. Very nice. All right, creator corner. I think I am up to date, because I want to say that I watched this. Yes, that was last week, so I did watch that. I must have just not sometimes I forget to react to things if I'm not live. That is my bad. I apologize. I will do better, I swear. The community projects we've got in here, let's see, what do we got? Been so busy recently. I know that. I feel that. I feel it in my bones. Okay, I think that was it. Let's see. There may have been one more. If there's one more, let me know. Media. Oh, that's it. Media. Yes. There we go. Okay. So this was 2 weeks. Okay. So I did see those. I remember that. My new cinnamon roll plush looks absolutely adorable. I don't know what cinnamon roll. I don't know what that is, but it looks freaking adorable. I love it. Cinnamo roll. I mean, I see cinnamano roll. Cinnamo roll. Well, I'm just gonna say it's Cinnamo roll then. Sanrio character. Oh, it's a Sanrio character. Okay, all right. Well, I had no idea. But yes, absolutely fantastic. I love it. I mean, I used to have quite a few. Well, actually, I do still have quite a few Hello Kitty plushies. I just don't have them in my office because my office is very temporary right now. Maybe one day when I actually like get an office and it's not a small corner in the unfinished basement underneath our kitchen, maybe I will actually like set up like a whole shelf and like put up all of my posters and characters and stuff like that. It'd be a lot of fun. I'm a big Batsmaru fan. I don't know what Batsmaru is, but I like it. No, actually, there was, for a time in my life, for like several years in my early 20s, everyone knew that if you were going to get anything for me for like my birthday or Christmas, include something Hello Kitty, because I don't know what it was. Like, there was just like a few years of my life where like Hello Kitty, I mean, she still is, but like, I don't know, it's just like everything about Hello Kitty. Oh my.
Thank you, Axel_Benedict, for maintaining the Moonwood Alliance for now.
Axel, thank you so much for that sub. I appreciate that. For being subscribed. 9 months. 9 months is crazy. Thank you, Axel. I do appreciate that. 9 months is truly insane. Let's heckin' go. I would agree, Axel. I would agree. It is truly insane. Let's heckin' go. Thank you. I appreciate that. I will drink to that. I feel like it's been a while since I've had a Dr. Pepper on stream, and I was like, you know what? I could go for a Dr. Pepper tonight. It has been a weekend. It has been a weekend. Hey, look at that. Cinemo roll by Sanrio. Ah, beautiful stuff. I love it. I love it. Anyway, yeah. Hello Kitty. She's awesome. So if you don't like Hello Kitty, maybe you're weird. Maybe. I ran into an issue where I realized that the art that I wanted probably wouldn't look good in my visual novel. The backgrounds are what you mainly see, so I was worried that I had hit a major roadblock. Then I realized that the inspiration for my game was the older 80s line art games, and I don't actually...
Says, I hate to join and dash.
I'll get back to that.
Busy binging Lemony Snicket's a series of unfortunate events, the Netflix series.
That is a good one.
I'm almost done. And as someone who read the books over a dozen times, I truly believe that the Netflix series does the books more than enough justice. Have a wonderful stream.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Axel
We will do some bicep curls, some chest benders, and some stretching.
Axel Benedict wants Moonman to do 10 chest benders.
I suppose we could. And one more.
Axel Benedict just redeemed stream.
Absolutely we will. All right, let's see. Yeah. So the game was inspiration for the game was the older 80s line art games, and I don't exactly have to make it look that good as long as people can tell what they are looking at. That's fair. That is fair. It's very much boosted my confidence in feeling like I can actually get this done. There you go. I mean, that's half the battle. Half the battle is actually feeling and believing in yourself that you can do it. And then the other half is actually doing it. So I feel like, okay, that's not true. I would say it is split into 3 parts. 3 parts to create something successfully. 1, you have to have a desire to make it. You have to think of something, feel inspired to create something. That is the first third. The second one is actually believing in yourself. So you actually buckle down and you actually do it. Third one is then actually doing it. So as long as you have the desire, you believe in yourself, and then you actually do it. As long as you do all 3 of those things, you're going to create something absolutely fantastic. And I'm very excited to see it. Okay, well, let's do some bicep curls, some chest benders, and then we're going to do some stretching. And then we're going to finish up on the last bit of the chats. And then I swear we are actually going to get through this freaking puzzle tonight, because I've actually had a bit of inspiration on this one. So we're going to see if it actually pans out, and hopefully should be good. Hopefully it should be good. So let us crank the jams, and then we're going to do some chest benders, bicep curls, and some stretching. So here we go. Although it sounds like the song is wrapping up. Oh, nope, it's coming back. It's coming back. Here we go. Oh boy. Okay. Here we go. Count them with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whew. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whew. Oh, man. There we go. All right, everybody, let's do some stretching. Here we go. Let's go this way. And the other way. And backwards. Oh, that feels good. Thank you for that, Axel. I appreciate that. Whew. Oh, okay. Man, I needed that. Okay. It also is a really good place for Japanese import stuff, including Sanrio. Yeah, I think the only officially Japanese thing that I have is I have a big Pikachu plush, and I got it from a friend who I used to work with, and she went to Japan. I mean, this was back in 2016 or something like that. She went to Japan, and then she had bought a Pikachu for someone else, And then while she was gone, they got into some fight. And so she came back and she was like, do you want a Pikachu? I was like, I like Pikachus. And she's like, cool, this one's from Japan. I'm like, awesome, thank you. And yeah, and now it's my daughter's, so good times. Whew, I read the first 3 or so books, so good. My fiance goes to Minoso a lot. It's awesome. Very nice, very nice. Let's see. Really, as I converted my sister to it this afternoon. It's that addictive. I do recommend you finish the series. It is my #1 favorite book series. My second favorite is Ranger's Apprentice. That is a really good one. Yeah, I think I read the first 4 books or maybe 5, and then I don't know, just kind of petered out. And then I watched the movie, and then the Netflix. I think I watched an episode or 2, and I need to go back and actually finish it because it was very good. OMG Moon, I went to work on implementing a thing in Jellyfields that I felt would be really annoying, and then found out I already made 90% of it forever ago, so it was super easy. Hey, there you go. There you go. That's always a good time. Always nice to say thank you to yourself, to your past self for actually putting in the work and effort. That's awesome. I like that. I want to get a cinnamon roll, however you pronounce it, bento box set from there. Would be nice. Wow, just gonna skip me in general. But what else is new? Hey now, Loki. I did say if there's anything else, let me know. So you gotta let me know. Oh, let's see here. Wishes coming from Poland. Oh my goodness! Look at that. Look at everything that I've missed there. Happy New Year, everyone from USA. Oh my gosh, there's so much that I've missed. So much that I missed in general. The brightest and merriest of New Year's wishes. Oh, what do we got? Finally broke through 30% completion rate. Oh, God of War HD is the first plat of 2026. 100% on a cuboid after 17 years. Holy smokes. That is impressive. That is very impressive. Oh my gosh. Holy smokes, Loki. 157,000th in the world. You want to know where I would be? Probably 157 millionth in the world. 41,000 in the country. Oh my gosh. That is impressive, Loki. That is extremely impressive. Man. Well done, Loki. I'm super proud of you. Very well done. The only reason why I didn't was my collection was fragmented. Fair. And Loki, I demand subs. You did 5 chest benders. Nope. No. I did all 10. I know that I did. I can feel it. Exactly, Moon. Don't fall off the chair. It kind of does look like I'm going to, huh? Well, the reason why it looks like that is because this thing has arms, right? But the arms are awful. They are so far, I can't just sit with my arms at my side, because then the arms are off to the side. So if I'm going to sit with my arms, they have to be spread out like this, and it's terrible. So I just have the arms up like this. But when the arms are up like this, I can then go all the way over. And it looks like I'm going to fall off the chair. 100% someone today, working on the last 2 of Chris Tales, the second plat up for the year. I saw you on Discord working on that, so you're gonna get there. It's gonna happen. It's gonna be great. Would you believe that I have more art? I would believe it. All right, let's take a look at art, and then we're gonna jump in and do game dev stuff. Oh my goodness, what do we got here? For Carriage's basement. I like it. Nahimi-son. Oh my gosh. I know it's the little things for some reason that stick out to me, but the stitching on the boots. Oh my goodness. It's Yo.
Welcome Yo_it's_LJ and your 4 amazing audience members.
Welcome. Thank you for the raid. I appreciate that. Glad you're here. Let's see. Oh, it actually showed up there. Awesome. Sweet. Happy day. I was a little bit worried that I wasn't sure if that was actually working, but it looks like the spotlight is working. So, welcome. Glad you're here. Glad you are here. How'd your stream go? Hopefully it went well. Anyway, yeah, like I was saying, it's all the little details for some reason stick out the most to me, the stitching on the boots. I see that and I'm just oh my gosh, it looks so good. Very nicely done. I love it. Absolutely beautiful. Ian is so cute. I would agree. Ian is adorable. Very nice. Let's see. It was good. Thanks. How's yours going? Absolutely fantastic. We're just getting started. I think just about now caught up on Discord for everyone who submitted art and creative projects and stuff like that we're working on. So finally got caught up on that. I fell a little bit behind, so we're all caught up on art, and then got caught up on chat, and now we're gonna be jumping in and actually doing some game dev stuff. So should be a good time. The follower count is lit. It is lit. Yeah, it's kind of sad, kind of funny, but also kind of sad that we hit 420 while off stream. Freaking King Domero followed while we were off stream. So King Domero, if you're here, well, first of all, thank you. I appreciate you letting us hit our goal of finally 420. But I can't believe you would follow when I wasn't live. So I do appreciate the follow though. So thank you for that. All right. Well, everybody, let's jump in and let's do some game dev stuff, shall we? So, like I said, we have been working on this freaking puzzle for the past 2 streams now. I want to get it done this stream, or at least be on like a good path of completion. So, basically, here's what we currently have right now. So, we've kind of tried a couple different things, but basically the gameplay that we're trying to get here is these spinning discs, right? So you click on them and then they spin, which seems simple enough, but I want it to be like an actual challenge. And so there's been a couple different ideas that we've gone through. Every single one of them has either not worked out with the actual, it just hasn't worked out, which has been very frustrating, but it is what it is. So I was thinking about this and I was like, okay, because I want it to be a thing where people can come in here and they can figure it out without the need for something in the tomb. But I also would think that it would be kind of nice if you found something in the tomb, it would kind of like help you solve the puzzle. So I was trying to think and I was like, okay, like what if there were clues throughout? And it was like, okay, the outer is going to be fire, the middle is going to be this, Geo, and the inner is going to be Necro or something like that. So you can kind of know like what direction you need them to be. So it would be like Pyro, Geo, and Hydro, or Necro, or whatever it may be. And then I was like, okay, well, like, but if we do that, then like I wasn't quite sure where to put the hints on the screen here, because everything here on the sides is already to be taken up, and then basically so we would have this top part, but I want the top part to be the portal. So it's basically here in the play area, but like the play area is so small, I'm just like, well, I don't know where we could put it there. So then we tried like multiple dials and just all sorts of things, and just none of it was working. So went back to the drawing board and I started like trying to think about it. I did brainstorm with AI. I was like, okay, this is what I'm trying to do. Like, think outside the box, like help me brainstorm this. And it just kept coming back with absolute garbage. So then I went to the good old Pinterest and was just scrolling, trying to find, and I was just like looking through old pins that I had saved of like puzzle ideas and game ideas and like trying to find something and or anything. And then for some reason, I saw a pin about a flow game, which is basically one of the games we tried to make before, where it was like the 5x5 grid, and you like rotate the pieces and you try to like connect, like make a flow connection. I saw it and I was like, what if we could somehow incorporate that with this spinner puzzle? So here's kind of the general idea of what I'm kind of thinking we're gonna do. So in the center, or somewhere, but I'm kind of thinking center. In the center, there will be a box. The box is then going to have an icon. Whatever the icon is going to be, like basically the starting icon. So you'll see the icon. Now the icon is going to be a thing that you find in the tomb. So if you find the icon in the tomb, then you'll know what the starting icon is. And then that will kind of like link out to something over here. And then this first one is going to be a dial. And then the dial is going to be split into 4 sections. So you're going to have, oh my gosh, this is not going well. So you're going to have 4 sections on the dial. So you're going to have, different icons in the different spaces right here. And so basically the idea is you would then know if this is the icon that looks like the one in here, you would then rotate this puzzle to here. Okay, seems simple enough. And then there will be another dial down here with another connection here. And then you need to get the matching icon here over to here. So so you'd have, the 4 icons. So you would rotate so that this one is matching with this one. And then there would be another wheel right here. So you'd have to make the connection here. So you'd have to make sure that the icon here is matching the one over here. So basically you are trying to create a flow of matching icons until eventually it comes over here, and then there will be maybe one last one over here, something like that, and then that feeds up into the portal itself. And then as long as you get it correct, then you're good to go. If not, then you fail. So yeah, so then basically the idea is and then this one I'm still not 100% sure on. I'm trying to decide how I'm going to make it so that you could do it without this piece here. trying to figure out how to figure out the exact starting piece. And this is where I'm kind of like, okay, if you want to just brute force it and just guess and be like, okay, I'm going to guess this starting piece is this one. And then maybe there'll be like a lock-in or something like here. And then you tap the lock-in button. And then, if it's correct, then it'll highlight or something. And then you know, okay, this is this one. So let's rotate this one, this one. And then you call it good. Anyway, so that's kind of my thoughts for the puzzle. It's my thoughts. Did you even notice that I showed the outline? The outline on the art? I think I did notice that. Pretty sure I noticed. Loki says, my guy took the concept of yes and then from improv classes and dial it up to 11. That's exactly what I did. I was like, okay, we're working with this stuff, and we've also tried to make this kind of puzzle before, so what if we do this? And I like that concept, Loki. I like it. So anyway, so I think that should probably be okay. I hope. I think it's gonna be okay. So now we have to actually just get it in here and see how it looks. Yeah. So we've got a couple different spinners that we have worked on. I'm kind of thinking what we could do is basically use this here, because these are already done, basically. We may redo them, but I think we can probably just use these guys. I kind of forgot we actually even had these. So let's get rid of these. And then here we go. Mathra says, what the hell am I looking at? Welcome, Mathra. Glad you're here. You are looking at the same thing we've been working on. See? It's the exact same thing. What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, you mean Loki? Yeah, Loki's right down there. See, there goes Loki. Bye, Loki. See you later. It doesn't look like I'm looking at Loki, but I promise I'm looking at him. Or there goes Oh My Muffins. There's Oh My Muffins. Hello, Oh My Muffins. Just trotting along. We got unknown artist right there, moving along. Oh, there goes some ran dev. Just kind of moving along right there, nice and slow like. Is that what you're talking about? 1 month later, and Moon is still working on spin wheels. Mathra, I don't appreciate the hostilities. Oh, I know. It's terrible. But as I said in the title of the go live notifications, we're gonna figure this puzzle out tonight. I swear, and it's gonna happen because yeah, I think we have a good concept right here. I know this looks crazy. This is not a bunch of. I mean, it is a bunch of wheels. I was gonna say it's not a bunch of wheels. It is a bunch of wheels, but hopefully it's gonna look better once we're all done. And he expects to launch the game soon. Well, the demo at least. That's the plan anyway. We'll see what happens. And next month, we work on revamping the combat system. Exactly! We're gonna scrap it all and start from scratch. Get rid of all the cards. We're switching away from Blackjack, everybody. We are going to switch to Cribbage. Is that a card game? Cribbage. Cribbage is a card game. Okay. So I'm not too far off. Yep, we're switching to Cribbage. That's what we're doing. No more Blackjack. Moon is going to start seeing wheels in his dreams. I have already seen wheels in my dreams, and it's horrifying. It's terrible. Moon, I would crucify you. Well, I mean, you didn't seem to like when we switched up the combat system just a little bit, so what if we switched it up a lot? Then I think it should be fine. Hey, they joke about it, but finding what actually makes a game fun instead of setting goals gets you so much further. That is true. If the game was not fun, as of right now, I wouldn't hesitate to scrap it. But since I already know the game is fun, then we should be good. I would not want to make this game Cribbage. First of all, I have no idea how the freak to play Cribbage. I have not even a clue. I would not even know where to start if I was trying to play Cribbage or make a game like obviously I can figure out how to play Cribbage. I wouldn't want to make a game about playing Cribbage because I have absolutely no freaking idea how to make Cribbage. So yeah, not gonna do that. Okay, let's copy the icons because I am now realizing if we're gonna use these icons that we have here, they are not gonna fit because these are the old wheels. So we're gonna have to change that just a little bit. Draco says, "Go fish." There we go. There we go. We could do Go Fish. I did kind of think about maybe this was very beginning, like very early on before I was like, ooh, actually Blackjack would be good. I thought about, does anybody know the card game War? Where basically, I'm assuming most people do, but basically the idea is you take the deck, you shuffle it, and then you split it in half. Each person has their own, whatever it be, 26 cards. And then basically all it is you don't look at your cards at all. You don't look at your hand, and you just flip your top card over. And whoever has the highest value card wins that war. And then you take it. And then if you ever tie, then you have to like place down like 4 cards. And then whoever wins the best out of that, then they win. Anyway, yeah, I thought about maybe doing that. And then I was like, no, that's way too simple. Way too simplistic. As frustrating as Blackjack may potentially be as a roguelike, War would be an absolute nightmare as a roguelike, so that's not going to happen. Not even close. It'll be an FPS by the time everything has been reworked. Oh. Tomb of Vercilias, the first-person shooter. If that was possible to do in RPG Maker, maybe. Also, sometimes a game is fun, but it could be more fun. True. And that's what I'm trying to do. When I'm reworking things, it's not that I don't want to delay things. It's not that I want to delay things. It's not that I don't want the game to be done. But, okay, actually, okay, really quickly, I'm just going to call this one Last Spinner Layout. Because this is going to be the last one, I swear. Anyway, so for anyone who's thinking that every time that I redo things, that it's just because I don't want the game to be finished, I want the game to be finished. I swear that I do. I just want it to be finished right. So, I want it to be fun, which is why I feel like sometimes I do have to redo some of the things. Out of nowhere, it becomes Doom. Gonna make a roguelike, Go Fish, and get it out before Moon fishes. No, please, don't do it, Loki. Don't do it. Don't show me up. I know that you could, but please don't. Please don't do it. Me and my dad used to play War all the time. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I used to play with my siblings all the time. It is fun. It is fun. Very frustrating, though, because you have literally zero control over it. The worst is when you think you're getting close, but then that person who has like 2 cards left, both of them are aces, and then they somehow just claw their way back. Terrible stuff. Me and my mother, when I was younger, played a game of War for 3 hours. So much fun. I'm sure she enjoyed every single minute of it. He's making a good game, not just a game. Exactly. Fairly knows what's up. He just wants to farm our views. Such a Pirate Software move. You're out of line, but you're right. That's all it is. I just want to farm the views. Honestly, I am a little bit nervous what I'm going to do once I'm done with Tomb of Vercilias. I am, if I'm being completely honest, I am actually legitimately slightly nervous because I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do. I actually am kind of like, once Tomb of Vercilias is done, I mean, yeah, there's going to be bugs. There's going to be things I'm going to have to fix, but like, I am kind of like, okay, well, if I have to pivot, which I will have to one of these days I will have to pivot. I don't know what's going to look like. I don't know. It's going to be whatever next game I'm working on. Let's be honest. I'm just going to start making another game. Once all is said and done, I will just start making another game. Okay, let's actually go with 38 pixels. Yes, and then let's pull out this one just so I can get the color scheme. Okay, new. And we're going to call this one Spinner 1. Nope. We do you. So we do 36. Wait. I should see. What was the size of these guys? How large are these things? 30. Okay. So we are going to make them slightly larger. So that's good. It's not a whole lot larger, but it's slightly larger. Yeah, it should be all right. And your viewers think you're bad. Meanwhile, I've shown the same biome in Jellyfields for 3 years. That's not that bad. Could be worse. You could be showing just the single same puzzle for like a month. Dark times. At least you do not think you are the best. Well, I mean, give it time. Maybe one of these days I will think I'm the best. But this is not that time. I guess that's kind of like the one benefit to working in RPG Maker, is that I know that separates me from being the best. It's not even a question in my head. It's not even a thought of like, am I the best though? Because it's like, no, you use RPG Maker. Of course you're not the best. People who don't use RPG Maker, they have the potential to be the best. But if you're using RPG Maker like myself, I'm not saying you can't be the best. I'm just saying it's going to be a little bit more difficult to be the best. Just saying. Okay, well, not to put any of my fellow RPG Maker devs down, but I am saying people will look down on you. I won't though. I won't. I believe in you. I believe in you like I believe in myself. It sounds more positive than it actually is. Okay, I think that should be good. We go with that size. That should be all right. Yes, yes. Now, this one's 38. So if we go 40, so let's do spinner 1. Oh my gosh. I also got a new keyboard because the other one was slowly but surely getting way worse with its double button presses. And so hopefully this one actually does better. I haven't had double press issues so far. So fingers crossed it keeps doing better. So that's spinner. And then this one's going to be called the filler/overlay. Now the reason why we're going to have a filler/overlay is because let's do, so we need 42. Yeah, 42. And then if we go to 40, just 40, and let's fill this in with that shade of purple. No. That shade of purple. And then 38. And then 36. Okay. I just want to see. So if we go like 2 pixels apart. That's what I was worried about. So they would have to be right on top of each other at that plus size. Okay. Let's do this then. Crap. I guess that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, because we have a height of 85 to work with. 85 divided by 2 is 42. So 42 would put us like top to bottom. So 40 needs to be the overlay. So this is going to be the overlay/filler. Now the reason why we have the filler, this is basically what is going to highlight when you are in the correct position for... Should we even have something like that? Let's give it a shot. Let's give it a shot and see what happens. So 40 pixels, I think, is going to be the maximum that we want to have. So if we do that, and then we do 38. Let's hide the icons for now. And then we go 36. Nope, 36. Fill that in with that. And then 34. Okay. That should be the filler itself. Domino says, why move to cribbage? Easier point system? Nah. I won't do it. That's too much work. Honestly, now you mention it, and this is just a random thing, but imagine if you had different modes with different card games. Ooh, that could be kind of fun. My goal and plan actually is to make it so in the town, in like the pub, the bar, I want to have different games you can play. So different card games, different like mini games you can play, and that's where I might put something like a cribbage or something in there. I think that'd be a lot more fun. I think for me, I might make a small fishing game with shop mechanics and housing with transport, like a port or something. I don't know, small combat for money and resource. I don't know. That'd be kind of fun. I'd be down. I know where there are better game designers than I, at least in my opinion. But for me, I'm not looking to be popular in my game designs, novel writings, etc. It's all good from my point of view. Yeah, as long as you create something that you are proud of, that you can walk away and be like, I made that and I am happy with that. That is half the battle, and that is honestly what you should be going for. So as long as you can do that, then yeah, you should be good to go. So maybe with this one, we fill this in with that, and then on the actual dial itself, forgot that I was calling them dials, not spinners. I'm the best at making random games in Excel. Prove me wrong. I have zero ability to be able to prove you wrong, Loki. I will agree 100%. At least you do not. Oh, and then I don't think Jelly Fields is the best. I know it is. That's why I'm gonna buy merch when it's available. You know, Moon, you give off brother vibes, and that is why I like to playfully pick on you. I appreciate that, Mathra. It's kind of what I go for, honestly. I know that not everybody will feel the same way, but I don't know. I like to be able to just like have people come in here and we just hang out and we chat, and when we tease each other, we have a good time. It's yeah, honestly, is like that is what I want this stream to be, is just all of us hanging out, having a good time. And yeah, so hopefully everyone feels the same too. So when you tease me, I appreciate it. I appreciate it when you do. Okay, so I think on the dial, so what if we do 10? So 10 would put us centered. So right there. And right there. Crap. Okay, so you need to be there. So we'd fill you in with... Let's do that. So that was 10. So then if we go with 8, and then we delete that on the dial. Okay. Now, so if you get rid of the overlay / spinner. That should be good. That should be good. You like making Excel games and game dev? Well, not me. Not me. Loki does. And he's very good at it. You better add solitaire. I'm not confident in anything in my life other than my love for my friends and family and how good of a game Jellyfields is. That is a very good thing to be confident in, which you should be. You 100% should be. Jellyfields is so much fun, and I'm so excited for the full version to come out. I feel like Moon would make a really cool text adventure RPG. I've wanted to, but it wouldn't work very well in RPG Maker, so. You like making extra large games. Exactly. Let's see here. Domino says, be right back. No worries, no worries. Dakota says, I've been using AI to help me out a little bit on scripting because there might be some things I need, but I think I've got everything else based down when it comes to events. Very nice. Yeah, AI can be a super helpful tool in like helping you brainstorm things, figuring out your code, making sure that everything is good to go, and yeah, so nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. I've run my code through AI a handful of times, and it definitely comes in handy. I will say that it is very handy to have. I also had AI help me on the basically minimal 9 events that are commonly used in almost every RPG Maker game. Yeah, I mean, and hey, if it's something that helps you get to your end goal, then there's nothing wrong with that. Just again, and I know I've said this before, but I'll say it again. When it comes to AI, just make sure you don't overuse it. There's nothing wrong with using it. There's nothing wrong with, brainstorming with it, with bouncing ideas off of it, whatever it may be. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing at all. The problem comes from when you start relying on it too much, because then you just run into the problems of being like, okay, now you've just gone to it for everything, and then you've basically just copied and pasted things into your game, and then when it comes time to go in and fix bugs, then you're like, crap, like, what's going on here? What do I need to do? And if you change things too much, then you go back to AI and you're like, hey, this thing's going on. What's going on here? And then it's like, oh, I don't know. And It's not fun to then try and figure out. So just make sure you don't go too overboard, and then you should be fine. Should be totally fine with using AI and disclosing it. If you use AI, I know there's some people that are going to freak out if you use AI, which is, I mean, for the most part, sometimes is fair. If someone isn't a fan of AI, it's not the end of the world. It's like, okay, fine, like whatever, you know, it's your prerogative. Sure. But yeah, if I could understand if someone were to freak out because you used AI and then never said that, oh yeah, I used AI in this, and you just tried to, like, you know, play it off as your own. That's where I would be more on the side of people who get upset at AI, because I'd be like, okay, but is it your own? Like, because like literally all you did was use AI, and then you tried to say, hey, look at this thing that I made. So there's nothing wrong with using AI, and if you use AI a lot and you're like, hey, I made this thing with the help of AI, I think that's, you know, totally fair, totally valid, and not an issue at all. Again, there will be some people that freak out about it, but, you know, to each their own, I suppose. But yeah. So use it sparingly, use it correctly as a tool, and then you know, let people have their own pity parties as they freak out in whatever way they're going to. So that is the reason why we have this overlay / cover thing here, is because as we spin it, I want this to stay, that top part to stay the exact same. So yeah, so as it's spinning, I want this to, yeah, hopefully look fine. I hope. I guess we'll see. We will see. Moon, you can steal my idea for a turn-based RPG where you befriend monsters and can equip a piece of their soul to unlock new moves. Oh. That almost sounds like I'm going to be getting sued by Nintendo. I'm sure they'd come up with some way to sue for that. It's like, wait a minute. You're befriending monsters? We thought of that first. We did it first. AI for minimal code stuff is fine, but AI for art and music, where it's just created based on stealing the hard work of others, are two different situations. Fair. And here's the thing. Like, I have used AI to generate art for Tomb of Vercilias, which I've then taken and then redrawn myself. So it's like, I use it for the inspiration and stuff like that. Yeah, so, and stuff like that, I for me personally anyway, that's where I kind of like, that's like the line that I'm kind of like, okay, I draw at that point, where I'm like, okay, like if you use it for inspiration, because here's the thing, if you go and Google something and you're like, oh, that's super cool, and then you like create a thing based off of what you looked up, I'm like, is it really that different from then just being like, hey, AI, create this thing that looks like this, and then you like redraw it in your own style based off of that thing? It's like, if you're gonna do that with Google anyway, I'm like, I know that some people are gonna have issue with it, and that's totally valid, totally fine, totally fair. And if it's something that you know, would throw someone off and be like, oh, I don't want anything to do with this anymore, it's like, okay, valid, fine, totally fine. But what was I saying? Oh yeah. For me personally, I kind of see it as like I'm basically searching up art, but like specifically the art that I am trying to make and then remaking it myself with that inspiration. So I know some people would have an issue with it, and that's, you know, totally fair for them. But yeah, for the most part, it's code. Music, that is one that like, that one's hard because I feel like with most AI music, you can tell it's AI music and you're just kind of like, And so that one, I don't even want to mess with at all. But yeah, the AI stuff, you can still, it's still not good looking, which is why I then go in and redo it myself so that it looks good and then has my own touch and I don't know, artistic flair based off of what I tried to, you know, basically search for. Loki says, ahem. That's right, Loki. That's right. I think the main issue is most people who use AI don't ever do their take on it. They just take the AI photo and use that as their final artwork, which I think isn't just morally questionable, but also just low effort and lazy. Exactly. And that's where I then start having issues when people create a game and like it's all 100% AI and they didn't do anything to change it at all. It's like the code is AI, the art is AI, the music is AI, and it's like, okay, cool, you made the thing. That's great. But I don't really see it for more than just this is something that AI spat out. It's like, yeah, you may have typed it in, but it's like, but it's not really your project. It's not your art anymore. Like AI could have put it all together by itself and wouldn't have even needed you in the first place. So, yeah. But again, like if someone creates something 100% with AI, the code, the art, the music, and they openly say, hey, this is 100% an AI generated game that I put together based off of, you know, the code that it wrote, the images that it generated, the music that it made, then it's like, okay, that's in and of itself over there. Sure, whatever, you do your thing. I don't know. I would almost, and it's not an exact equivalent, but like for me, I would almost put it in the same realm of like someone who makes a very basic, simplistic pixel art, top-down pixel art, like someone recreates the first Legend of Zelda, same everything, but they remake it in Unreal Engine, and then they add like, you know, crazy lighting, and they're like, look at this really cool thing that I made, and it's like, okay, like, yeah, you made it, but like the engine is doing half the battle in the lighting, in the this, in the that. And so yeah, anyway, I know, like I said, it's not exactly a one-for-one. In my head, I was like, this makes more sense. And then I started saying, I was like, this isn't making sense. I think that it made more sense in my head. I mean, people got mad at Expedition 33 because in early stages they use AI art, but patched it out before release. True. And that's one that I'm just like, what? Like the artists they hired, the actual artists themselves, use AI to create concepts that they then went in and made their own art with. That kind of stuff, I'm just like, like I could understand if they used AI to create art, to create models, and then they didn't replace it. I could see why someone would be upset about that. Like if someone's like, hey, why and how could you? Then yeah. Also, you skipped a message. Which one? Yours? Which one? Oh, the like is a strong word. Able to is more appropriate. If that's the one you're talking about, I usually skip over messages where it's replying to other people, because I just figure you're having like a one-on-one, and I don't want to call that out. I don't want to be like, oh, let's read your message you're having with each other. But I do apologize, Loki. I apologize. I think the main issue is that most people who use AI. Oh wait, yeah. So I read that one, and then the main problem with the AI haters is that they have become extremists. I mean, that's fair. That's fair. Most people now, if they are against AI and they see or hear about AI, it just like makes them mad in general, and like they don't give any leniency for like, okay, but how did you use the AI? And that's where I want to know. I want to know how you use the AI. Because yeah, if you use the AI to make your entire game and you didn't change anything at all, and you literally just took it from here and put it over there, then it's like it's not that great. So at that point I can understand. But if someone uses the AI to brainstorm ideas, get concept art and stuff like that, and then they go in and they create the art themselves, they create the code themselves, even if it's with help from AI, you know, they create all of that stuff themselves, and then they release it, then I don't really understand why people will get mad at that point. As long as, and again, I'll say this again, as long as they disclose it. Like if you use AI, I would say outside of just like concepts, right? If you use AI to brainstorm things, to create concept art, then I'm like, is it really that different from like going to your friend and like, you know, bouncing ideas off of them? Because their ideas are going to be based off of things that they have played, that they have seen, and that's basically what the AI is doing as well. It's going to be based off of things that the AI has seen, that the AI has been trained and learned. So it's like, you can either talk to your friend or you can talk to AI. Personally, I would say talk to your friend. Like if you have a friend that you're like, hey, I want to bounce this idea off of you, I would say talk to your friend before you talk to AI. But for me anyway, personally, I see it that way. I see it as the AI knows these things about these games, about this art, about this stuff. And if you go in and you're basically just like, hey, this is what I have in mind. This is what I want to do. This is what I'm trying to do. How would I do this better? That's how I kind of see it. And again, if it's something that you are not a fan of, totally understandable, completely valid. But that's where I'm at anyway. Let's see. Extremism is the new thing on the internet. It's the same with every topic in the gaming world. Fair. Yeah, extremists always make people and other things look not said that great. People were extremely upset about people saying solo dev. Wait. People were extremely upset about people saying solo dev, but they got help with art or music. People just be mad because they have nothing going on in their lives. Fair. Yeah, Chief Only Hat says throw away all those Google searches because it uses AI even when it doesn't say so. True. Yeah, if you're Googling anything, you're still kind of technically using AI to search for things. So I hate the AI overview. It's always wrong. Yeah, it's very sad, but true. If I could block it, I would. I think when it's not using the overview, it still uses some AI, just doesn't disclose it. Yeah, even without the overview, it is using AI to now search sites and to actually pull up results. So Yeah, if you use Google, you're probably using AI. So if you hate AI, I guess don't use Google anymore. Oh, I also saw people get mad about AI in a Nintendo game, but the topic was about the AI of an enemy. That's another thing. I have seen people freak out about that because like there will be blog posts about, like development updates on video games, and it'll be talking about the AI of the enemy. So like pathfinding or combat, how they do combat and stuff like that. And people like freak out and be like, there's AI in this? What? And it's like, no, like it's AI for the, like, it's the AI for the monster or the enemy or whatever it is, doing the pathfinding, doing the combat, doing like these, it's like, it's not the like, yeah, anyway, yeah. People will find anything to freak out about though. Oh, so you read Fairly's response to someone, but not mine. I see. Okay. But it wasn't it was a response, but not a reply. So, if it's a reply, oh wait, that was a reply. Caught red-handed. I was caught red-handed. You got me, Loki. You got me. Dig it. Dig it. I thought I finally had a leg to stand on. Back to the Loki hate. I'm sorry, Loki. I'm sorry. Well, it couldn't last forever. Could not last forever. Like, for example, my favorite band ended up getting tons of flack for using self-trained AI, using paid sources with permissions from their artists to use it. Use no stolen content, no huge data bank, just a dude on his own computer, and yet people just still jump down their throat. Yeah. Well, that's because I feel like a lot of people also don't understand how AI works, so they hear AI and they just freak out. So, yeah. Oh well. Oh well. Oh my gosh. All right. What have I missed? Also had AI help me. Okay. So I read that one. I mean, it's basically using it as a spell checker, which is fine, but it's mostly the generative art AI that people have an issue with. Fair. Also, isn't coding using AI, or is it just computing as coding with ones and zeros? Just thought process. I don't know if it's technically, I mean, it kind of is nowadays with the different checks as you're going along. It's like, when you're it'll like highlight if things are wrong. I guess it kind of, some of them actually do use AI to like show you where your code is wrong and to like suggest edits and fixes and things like that. So technically it is. I also had AI helped me on basically the minimal 9 events. Okay, yeah. It's basically using as a spell checker. Okay, so let's see. And yes, there's AI slop games that are made completely with AI code that exist. It's true. I've seen them. And while some of them look fun enough, you can just tell like how soulless they are though, which is kind of sad. I'm out with me. I'm just the one guy, so I'm hoping to be using AI at a minimal's perspective, mainly words needing like coding because I'm not too handy at it when it comes to sound effects, music, and the other stuff I would try to do myself. If I can't do the music, I would at least try to get the making my own models as well. Fair, yeah. I think the main thing with generative AI is that it's trained on data from other people's art that is not notified, that is using to train the data. Yeah, 100%. That's good to get Dakota and Draco. So apparently with the Expedition 33 thing, it was part of a pack of Unreal objects that they bought and used as placeholders, but didn't know it was AI generated from my understanding. Oh. I don't know. I just know that people freaked out about it. Let's see. I see. I'm personally super against AI artwork of any form because it just looks really bad and distasteful, if that makes sense. But I care a lot about the process of hand making stuff. I'd much rather have mediocre person made visuals than mediocre typing for decent visuals. Fair. That's fair. Fair enough. Let's agree to avoid one another so we both enjoy life. I mean, that's fair. And honestly, like, sometimes that's the best way to go about it. It's like, all right, yep, like, you got your thing, I've got mine, and, yeah, we'll just, we'll live our lives and go our separate ways, and yeah. No, let's battle forever. Yes, keep the battle going. Keep it going. Okay, so I guess this will be the dial 1. So let's just call this dial 1. There we go. Now, if we were to move this up here and then duplicate it, is it going to be too large? No, we should be good there. The only thing there is there's just not a whole lot of room. So there's a couple things we could do. One, we could change the icons like we kind of talked about. We could change the icons, make them less. We could just make our own again. Like, it's not going to be the end of the world. Should be fine. That way we make the dials just slightly smaller, and then we should be good to go. I think that should be all right. We differ in opinion. We must kill. Fairly's out for blood. Let's see. Tonitsky over on YouTube says, what engine are you using? Well, Tonitsky, welcome. Glad you're here. I'm using RPG Maker MV to make the game. So little bizarre to be using something like that to make a game like this, but it works. And that's all I care about. So, yeah. So you can do some pretty cool things with RPG Maker. Normally things you wouldn't see with RPG Maker, but yeah, it's good stuff. You can build a whole dungeon crawling, randomly generated tomb and stuff that you can walk around and fight monsters using blackjack and all that fun stuff. So if you've never heard of RPG Maker, I highly recommend it if you are wanting to get into game development and you are not sure, but you want to actually, you've got a creative idea that you're like, I want to see if this actually would work or not. Highly recommend, because it requires no coding at all. And if you want to then learn coding later, that's what's going. I was like, why is he getting 20 every single time? It's because I was testing things. That's why. Anyway, yeah. So if you want to learn coding later, it uses JavaScript, so you'd be able to use JavaScript. But if you didn't want to and you just wanted to be able to create something at all, then then you just go for it. And then if you're like, you know what, this is actually a lot of fun, I want to actually create games, then you can go in and spend all of the time working on learning different engines, different languages and things like that. So yeah, that is what I would recommend and suggest. I don't know RPG Maker from adult games. That is fair. There are a lot of adult games made with RPG Maker, and that is because it is very easy to sit down and learn. You could probably learn the entire engine in like a week. I mean, obviously there will be some things missing, but yeah, for the most part, you could figure it all out in very short amount of time, and then you'd be able to just do your thing. And yeah, so a lot of people will use RPG Maker to make adult games. Because yeah, again, very easy to just like pump things out super quickly if you're just using like the built-in mechanics of the engine. I actually was told to my face IRL that I'm wasting my time at making a game when I can have AI do it for me and I'd be a millionaire. And this was from a family friend that's a CEO of a business. I was like, okay. Yeah. Then there are some people who just take AI to the extreme, and it's like, If anyone is going to actively tell you to not use your skills in developing a game because they think like, oh yeah, just use AI, like it'll be so much better. Yeah, not good. If I wanted money, I wouldn't be making a game. That's fair. I was gonna say, like, there's a lot of different things that I know that I could be doing with my life right now that would be netting me much more income than what I'm doing right now. Like live streaming and spending all that time making a game. Not really worth it. Like, I think last time I calculated, I think I'm making on average, like, I think it's like $1.05 an hour from my live streaming. And yes, that is including everything from bits to gifted subs to like literally like ads. And that is both on YouTube and Twitch. And I think I'm averaging about $1.05 per hour. And I'm like, if I really was in this for the money, then I would probably go out and get a part-time job that was paying me at least minimum wage. And I was like, that could be netting me more money. So yeah, definitely not in it for the money. You want to be creative, and that's fair. Damn, Mood, you rich. I know. I don't want to brag or anything. But I am currently making about $1 an hour. So, it's pretty good money over here on Twitch and YouTube. Can't forget YouTube. I do get a payout every few months. When after every few months, I finally reach that $100 threshold. Yeah, in a year, I have made $100 on YouTube. Man, It took a whole year to be able to, one, start actually making money, and then two, be able to finally hit that 24 hour, finally hit that $100 mark to actually get the payout. 24/7 on 8-hour work days. I mean, if I could. Actually, what do we got there? Let's just say, for example, yeah, what if I were to do 5 days a week, 4 weeks, 24 hours a day. Okay, so if I never turned my stream off on weekdays for 8 hours, and I was just doing this full time, on average, I would make about just under $500 a month. That's getting close. I could almost make it work. Almost. So close. Safety Kitten says, to be fair, your YouTube 100% has more potential if you ever find the time to continue devlogs. That is accurate, Safety Kitten. That is 100% accurate. To be fair, I have started my next episode of the RPG Maker Hacked, so hopefully that should be coming up in the next week or so. I was hoping to get those things out weekly. And then it turns out that I do not have enough time to make one every single week, and now it's been almost a month since the last one I uploaded, so that's fun. But yeah, the devlogs, the shorts, I definitely need to get back into doing that, because when I first started streaming last year, I was uploading a short literally every day. Actually, for the first month, I was uploading a short about I think it was twice a day for the first month that I uploaded a short. I uploaded one in the morning and I uploaded one at night. It was an absolute nightmare, the amount of shorts that I had to make. And then after the first month, I was like, okay, I'm gonna do every day. Every day there's gonna be a short, and I did that for like 6 months. Every single day I uploaded a short, and that worked out pretty well. It was crazy burnout, crazy amounts of burnout. So I was like, okay, all right. What if instead of that, what if I just upload a short on the days where I'm not streaming? That way I will stream, but then on the days where I'm not streaming, I'll have that dead air filled with shorts. And I think I had that going for about 4 more months after that. And then after that, I was just like, okay, just whenever I make something good, I'll upload it. And then that just kind of went down from there, which is kind of sad, but oh well. Okay, is there a reason why we would need to have this outer purple filler thing? I don't think there is. Because if it works, we'll have something happen, right? If it works, we'll have something happen. So let's do this. Let's have you go there, and then we're going to bring you down to 32 pixels and get rid of that. So this is going to be the overlay. And then here we're going to do the dial. Now the dial itself, oh my gosh, freaking new keyboard, and I'm fat fingering everything. So the dial itself is going to be 34 pixels. Let's fill it in with this gray. Now, the center, we're going to do something like 8 pixels. That should be all right. 12. Yeah. Okay, have that come up and over to there. Actually, let's get rid of the overlay. Okay, now on the overlay, let's do this in the corners. Okay, on the dial itself, let's add these highlights. Let's hide the overlay. So I want the highlights to go all the way out to the edges there. That way, as it's spinning, it should look decent. I hope. Okay. There we go. Okay, so with the overlay, let's also add this stuff here. Just to, again, get like a little bit more of like a cut in. Ooh, that does not look good, does it? What if we add this to the edges of the overlay? And then we can add this on top of that. I think that helps. Yeah, that's better. That's better. What if we also get just a little bit more here? Yeah, sure. Why not? Kind of looks cool. I'm doing daily shorts at the moment, but they're way less editing than my usual ones, and that's probably that's the sweet spot that I gotta find, because I spend way too much time trying to like make something perfect, and the problem is like if it ever doesn't land, then I'm upset about it, because I'm like, well crap, I spent like 6 hours creating, you know, this 20-second short, and then it got 4,000 views, and I'm like, oh, dang it. And then I'll put in like minimal effort to something, and it's like, oh, for some reason the algorithm picked it up and now it's got 40,000 views, and I'm like, yay. So happy that I spent so much time on that other one hoping that it would do well, and then it doesn't. Chief Multihat says, thinking about the time I was taking on my 3rd year since September making my game, pretty sure maybe 3 people will buy. Why am I doing this? Because I want to play it. Because I want to play it, right? I like building? Nah, I'm just nuts. I feel that, and I feel like basically every other game developer feels that as well. I'm sure it'll be more than 3, though. I'm sure it's going to be more than 3. Just you wait. My advice for finishing a game for people is always just be a stubborn idiot. The editing the shorts less actually turns out with like 3 times less views, but way more wish lists and subs. So there you go. There's the trade-off for you. Do you want more views or do you want more wish lists and subs? I feel like wish lists and subs are going to be more important. So in the long run, anyway. Okay, I feel like that dial is fine. Should be all right. So in here we have 8 pixels. 8 pixels to work with. I think that should be fine. So we've got the overlay itself, and then we've got the dial beneath. So as the dial spins, it should be fine. Crap. I did not think about that. I guess on the overlay, let's add this here. Okay, that should be all right. So now, yeah, well, crap. Okay. That should be fine, right? Because then as you rotate it, those don't turn with the, and those look like they should be with the lines, though. I got 100 wish lists from 10k views as opposed to 100 from 60k views. That's not bad. That is not bad at all. I need to start actually pushing out people to be like, hey, wishlist the game, please. Moon, do you know how long it'll take to finish Tomb of Vercilias? I know that's a rough question, but I'm curious. General timeline as of right now is the demo within the next 3 months. I want to have the demo out before the end of March. That is the goal. That is the hope, is to have a playable demo out before the end of March. And then the full finished game is basically just before the end of the year. That's the hope, is just, yeah, sometime before the end of the year. Sometime not around the release of GTA 6. That is what I'm going for, is to not have it come out around then, because then I know that no one's going to be playing or buying it. So yeah. I'm probably gonna have to plan a little bit more than that as time goes on, but as of right now, that's kind of the rough general idea and plan. Yeah, maybe with the overlay, it's not... It's not a huge... Like, I kind of like how it looks, but then it starts spinning, and I'm like, no, that's not quite right. Maybe that should be fine. And then with the dial as it spins... Yeah. Yeah, sure. Why not? Okay, so yes, then as the dial spins, it should basically look like that. It should be okay. I hope. If not, we can always merge them all together and we should be good to go. Didn't GTA 6 get delayed again? I mean, since the last delay? I hope not since the last delay, because the last delay was pushing it out to like, what, April? May? Or was it later in the year? I hope it's not later. Or there were rumors of it getting delayed again. That would be hilarious. I know there are people on like Instagram being like, hey, maybe we delay buying the game. Maybe they release the game and nobody buys it for the first 3 years. And I think that'd be hilarious if enough people banded together to the point where like sales were just tanked. I think it'd be hilarious. Why do you think GTA will overshadow your release? I mean, it's a good point. It's a good point. I mean, honestly, I feel like more people are waiting for Tomb of Vercilias to be finished than you know, GTA. So I don't think I have too much to worry about, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. Okay. So I don't think we're going to use these icons because they're too large. So let's get rid of those. Let's do... So we'll just call them icons, sure. And let's do a handful of different colors. So let's do... something like that. And then should I have an outline around them? I'm almost kind of thinking yes. Maybe, well, no. Sure. Okay, and then we'll do green. Okay, then it needs to be within this box. I feel like when I actually like try to intentionally do something, it just does not look good. No, that was like a 4. Oh, wait. No, I do have to have this be on the inside here. Sure, why not? Do you think you'll expand more on this universe in upcoming games / stuff? Yes, I do anticipate that after Tomb of Vercilias, obviously, like, I'm gonna wait and see how it fares. Like, obviously, with it being like my first Steam release, I'm not expecting it to be anything that crazy. I know that it's gonna be mid at best, But I am going to have to wait and see. Because, yeah, if it does just kind of terribly and it just, you know, out of the however many, hopefully at least 1,000 wish lists that I get, I think I'm sitting at like 120. It's like really not that many. Again, I need to push a little bit harder on wish lists soon. But what was I saying? Oh yeah. I already know that it's gonna be not anything that crazy, right? But on the off chance, like if it does really well, then at that point, I think then I'll probably look into probably continuing with the world itself and expanding on it, probably making, you know, Tomb of Vercilias 2 or something. And that's kind of what I'm thinking. We'll see what happens. But yeah, so as of right now, that's kind of where I'm going and where I'm thinking is if it does well enough, then I will probably just jump straight into Tomb of Vercilias 2. I might like work on a small project in between just so I can like keep working on things until eventually I'm like, okay, yep. People are into it and let's work on the next one. And then, you know, and then if it turns out that people aren't, then I'll move on and I'll say like, you know what, it was fun, it was great, but we'll move on and make a different game. So yeah, so I think it does kind of depend on how well it does. So long as it seems like people, and it's not necessarily a benchmark of like how many copies it sells, but it's more of like how positively do people receive the game. If people receive it and everybody's like the, you know, even if it's 10 people play it and they're like, yes, absolutely love this game, 10 out of 10, it's great, then I will take that as a sign to be like, okay, let's work on another one again, and let's do Tomb of Vercilias 2. Let's do it bigger, let's do it better. And yeah, so that's kind of where I'm leaning right now, is just kind of depends on how it does, how well it does. If it sells at least a few copies and people love it, then great. And if it sells a few copies and people hate it, all right, that's fair. That's fair. November 19th, 2026 is the current date from news I saw the other day on Google News. Before that date of November 26th was reported 2027. Oh my gosh. I mean, GTA 6 sits in a different realm than indie games. You're not wrong. But here's the thing. If someone is playing GTA, they're probably not going to be playing my game. So really, it's not so much that like I'm planning on competing with GTA. It's more of I know that other people are going to be playing GTA and not my game. There's very few indie games that could actually pull users from GTA. So I know that it's basically the idea is not necessarily that, again, that like, you know, it would be pulling users from my game. Oh, no, it's not that like my game is competing with GTA, but it's more of like other people are going to be playing GTA, not my indie game. So yeah, there would be, again, very few indie games that could actually pull people away from GTA. That is just what it's going to be, at least for the first while of the game. Obviously, over time, like it will get to the point where people will switch off of GTA, right? I mean, it happened with GTA 5. Like GTA 5 was absolutely massive and it was crazy and so many people were playing it. But after the first, 6 months, players dropped, and then a year later, even more players dropped, and a year after that, like more and more and more. And so over time, it will get back to the point where like it's normal again. But I would say at least the first like week, you probably don't want to release a game the week of GTA. Probably not even the same month, but we'll see what happens. And yes, even indie games. I would say even indie games will probably suffer slightly from GTA. I don't think it's worth to do something like that. Okay. I think it's fine. We can always come in and redo the icons later. I know I said that before, but like I literally can. Like I can just come in, replace the icons with anything, and then it will just replace them across the board. So it's not like I have to stick with these icons. Like I'll probably come in here and replace them. The only problem is like trying to get them right with only 6 pixels to go off of. 6 pixels squared, right? Yeah, 6 pixels. And then of course, like there's this outline that like we could technically get rid of, but yeah, as of right now, it's basically 6 pixels for the runes, the icons. So I may, redo them later, but for now, this at least gets us on the right track. So this is dial 1. Let's see. Okay, so this has the overlays and the dial itself. Let's put the icons below the overlay. So if I were to then come in here and we could rotate this like this and it does its thing, and yeah. So that's what it'll look like kind of in game. Yeah. Okay, so that is that. Now let us do something like this. Let's copy that, and then we're going to do, this is dial 2. So I want to have you at least 4, maybe 6 pixels away from those. So this is going to be called dials. So you're here, you're here. So 7. So let's do 1, 2, 3, 4. That should be good. So from the center, let's do 1, 2, 3. Actually, let's do this because we need dial 3 because this needs to be centered. So that is centered. So we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Okay, let's do, this is going to be dial, I'm trying to decide exactly how many we should have. So I don't want to be there, I don't want there to be too many to the point where it's just annoying and kind of frustrating. I think having 5 should be fine. So then basically general idea is when you have the 5, they line up like this. Now we would have the center icon. Whoa. Center icon. I'm going to have to find the right positioning for this keyboard later because a lot of fat fingering going on. So 6 is the size of the icon, but we definitely want it to be larger than that. So let's do... What can we do? We could...
Matradog wants Moonman to do 10 bicep curls.
Well, I may have to get off my butt and do some stuff.
Matradog wants Moonman to do 10 chest benders.
I let you rest for most of the stream. That's fair, Mathra, and I appreciate that. All right, okay, let's catch up on chat, and then I'm gonna do some bicep curls and some chest benders. I will buy 10 copies myself. Thank you, Mathra. I appreciate that. You missed a spot on the red one. Oh my goodness. See, look, I wish I'd seen your your message before that. Crap. You're right. Good catch. Good catch. Yeah, I now I'm like, okay, did I miss anything on the other ones? It just seemed like there should have been a gap there, but yeah. There should not. There should not be. Let's replace that one. Let's replace this one. And this one. And this one. I guess there's a couple things we could do. Maybe we don't have to have it be 5. We'll figure it out later. We'll figure it out later. Anyway, yeah, Seelick, welcome. Glad you're here. Hello, can't stay, but sorry I missed your first stream of 2026. No worries at all. New year, new interface, huh? Exactly. Yeah, we'll see how well it works out. It's still not 100% done, but should be all right. Should be all right. Oh, hey, the subscriber goal actually worked. There's one. There's 1 out of 10. Happy day. I didn't even notice that it worked. The follower goal, though, that one is one that I will not be able to see what actually happens until someone new follows. So if you're new here, would absolutely love a follow, and we'll see if that followers goal actually goes up or not. Who knows? Who knows? We will see. Okay, let's see. I missed a spot. I will buy 10 copies myself. The algorithm for all of gaming will be dominated by GTA. Exactly. The only game I can think of that could be able to compete with GTA 6 would be a shadow launch of Half-Life 3. Oh my gosh. Yes, that would be hilarious. I'm not gonna lie. If Valve shadow dropped GTA, if they shadow dropped Half-Life 3. Oh my gosh. I know they're not going to do it, but I would love it so much. I would be so happy if they shadow dropped Half-Life 3. I'm trying to decide if it would be better if they did it the day before or the day after. I'm kind of thinking if they did it the day after GTA 6 launched and just pull everyone away. Because if you did it the day before, you would probably have people that would play. I don't know. I feel like there's actually a lot of people that would probably keep playing Half-Life 3 even if GTA 6 launched. There's kind of a part of me that's like, let Rockstar have one day of their player counts, and then they would expect day 2 to be just as crazy, but then have day 2 be dominated by Half-Life 3 and just pull everyone away. That would be hilarious. Highly risk for the stream. A shadow launch of Half-Life 3, it would be chaos. It would be 100% chaos. All right, everybody, speaking of chaos, let's do some chest benders and some bicep curls. Yeah, should be a good time. Let's crank the jams. Let's get on that. Here we go. All right, count them with me. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And the chest benders. Here we go. Count them with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ooh. Oh. That felt good. That felt good, Mathra. Oh, thank you for that. Thank you for that. Pump it. Exactly. Oh, whew. That was a good time. That was a great time. Thank you, Mathra. Thank you, Mathra. I appreciate that. Oh, let's see. I mean, GTA 6, since it's a different realm, I could care less anyway. Most players don't or can't afford the system or online play these games. I'm one of them. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I'll even be able to afford the game. Because aren't there rumors it's going to be like $100 or like $120? Because that's just insane if it's going to be. True Tony, the report was that the developers wanted to make sure it was really ready to play before release, as in the food industry to anything. It takes time to make a good product. I mean, that's fair. That is fair. It does take time, and especially with something as large as GTA 6, it does take a very long time to do something like that. Like that not lost on me, 100%. The only thing there that I'm kind of like, is it's going to be hilarious if they release it and it's still buggy. I know it's going to be sad, but I will actually laugh a lot if that's the case. I will, like, it won't make me happy, but it will make me laugh. I will laugh a bit. Okay, so I know that I literally just said, we can just replace them later, it'll be fine. I was looking at it, I'm like, I hate this. It looks so bad. We're not going with that. I do want to see, though, I think the reason why I like this one so much is because of the different colors on the different dials. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually do the same thing here. Yeah, I think I'm going to do the same thing here. And yeah. Just replace all of this. I don't know if it's actually going to make it look better. No, I don't think it's actually going to look good. Because I think the only reason why this looks good is because it has the colors mixed in with the grays. Yeah, that's actually not going to look the same. Never mind. Let's put it back. Okay, but something I am kind of thinking is the icons. I think the icons can actually save this. Because like, it doesn't look bad. The icons are what is going to save it. So let's come over here to icons. I think what I'm going to do instead of doing like these weird glyph things, because like the glyphs work if they're larger like this, because you can do interesting things with them. But with a 6x6 grid, not so much. So I'm going to do something like this just to see where we can get going. So if we do a... let's do 6 pixels here. So if we do a circle, and then what if we do Hamster says, hey, Welcome, Hamster. Glad you're here. Glad you're here. How was your weekend? How are things going for you? People would eat Rockstar alive if it launches with problems and lacking promised content. That's fair. That's fair. 100%. I see. Yeah. GTA 6 is like a storm that's approaching. Yeah. It's gonna be crazy one way or the other. Like, if it is just a completely flawless game that just has, just zero issues, it is gonna be nuts, because it's gonna be like the best game ever if that's the case. And if it's not, and if it has all sorts of bugs, then people will probably be very upset by it. And it's just one of those things we'll just have to wait and see. So what if instead, let's do the full 8. Because I'm going to be replacing these with actually detailed icons. So let's do I'll figure that one out later. Okay, that one is basically supposed to look like a D8, or like a what's a pentagon. So I'm kind of thinking like triangle, square, circle, pentagon. I don't know. I think maybe once I get them all filled in, it should feel better. Maybe. We'll see. Maybe. Okay, let's do, we've got the color palette over here. So let's bring that down. Bring that down. Not before mine releases first. When I get a chance, I'm actually making it instead of testing features. Fair. I mean, it happens. It happens. And that actually helps. I think it's fine not having the border like that. Okay, all right. See, that's kind of the general idea. It's not just going to be like simple shapes like that. It's going to have like actual depth to it, right? It's not going to be some horrible looking thing. I promise. I promise. I mean, maybe it's going to look bad. Who knows? What am I looking for here? I'm pretty sure that it's like a D8. That from the top down it looks like that. No. How would I shade this thing? Octagon shape. There's got to be something. No, it's not an octagon. Yes, it's pentagon. There's got to be a good way to shade it in this small size, right? There's got to be. Pentagon 3D. So yeah, because basically I want verifying the device. Okay. I just want to see a 3D model of it. Let's see. No. I'm trying to think of like what this would look like if Maybe there's a different shape I could use instead of using a pentagon. Let's see, maybe over here. What do you got for me, Shutterstock? What do you got for me? Okay, so we're looking at. Okay, so we've got the pentagon here. So essentially, we're looking at okay, well there's one problem. I'm leaving a border, but there should not be a border here. So I think what we want is we want to say, so it should go here and then basically here over is that. So then you would be. What if we just do the outsides first? So you go down to there. And then you would be all along the bottom. And then you would be here, down to there. And then you're there. Okay. Domino says, good night, everyone. Have a good live stream and chat. Have a blessed night and week. Domino, I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. Hopefully you have an absolutely fantastic rest of your evening. And yeah, hopefully we'll see you on the next one on Tuesday. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Okay, so now if we build in. So we want you to come down this way. You to come down this way. You're going to kind of come in this way. You're going to come in this way. You're going to come in this way. Oh, kind of all meet here in the middle. Kind of a thing. I think that kind of works, actually. It's this spot right here that just does not feel... So we'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. I think it's because this just needs to be like this. What if we have it come to a point here? We get rid of all of this. You become that. And then you become this. Because I feel like that needs to come up here. I actually think that probably looks fine. It's not good, but it's not bad. It's better than what it was before. We'll say that. Okay, so next one is going to be blue. Okay, so basically, yeah, we just want this to be blue. Oh, wait, we could do this. There we go. I was like, the bottom needs to feel more angular. Oh, I also think we need to take you and okay, what am I doing with my life? Take you, rotate. There we go. That's better. Okay. So then this guy, let's do basically down to here. Okay, that should be good. Dakota says, right now I'm trying to think of one of the best CDs cheap to get that would work for bringing games back to physical, but I don't want to spend a lot of money on the most expensive ones. Yeah, I have not looked at how much CDs cost nowadays. I'm assuming they're not crazy expensive, but they're also probably not super cheap because of like how uncommon they are. You're probably gonna be paying a bit of a premium. I don't know the computers when it comes to CDs with the laser, you know, it's a bit iffy on which ones to get. Fair. It has been a very long time since I've had to buy like writable discs, like a very long time. Yeah, I don't think I would be any help, unfortunately. But I hope you're able to find something because, yeah, it would be really cool. That would be very cool. Yeah, that is something that like I have not thought about in a very long time. And yeah, I have no idea what that would look like. I don't know. Let's go up like this. Okay, so that is that one. Nope. That one. Then this is that. And then if we go down 2. Oh, maybe it's fine then. See, Socketfish says, hello. Welcome, Socketfish. Glad you're here. Walmart had some discs. I can see Walmart still having them. There's another CD, and then there's CD-ROMs, I think. CD-ROM, my beloved. Good old CD-ROMs. Yeah, I'm pretty sure if you were to go to, like, Amazon, you could probably buy, like, a pack of 100, like writable discs. You don't need to worry about getting the rewritables, just get the writables. Because if you get rewritables, that means basically if someone has a CD burner, they can overwrite what is currently on the disc. So just get writable discs, don't get rewritable discs, because if you get rewritable, so yeah, again, like someone can just erase what's on there. So if you get writable, it just writes it once and then it's on there, you cannot erase it. So yeah, get writable discs. And then you would also need a CD burner. Well, this all depends, because if you need something that can only fit on, what are CDs, like 640 meg? So if you get a CD burner, then you can only get CDs. So you're gonna have to make sure you get a DVD burner if you get DVDs. DVDs can hold like 4 gig. I think CDs can hold like 640 meg. So if you get a CD burner, if it's a small enough game, then you can just burn it to a CD and you'll be good to go as long as it's not over 640 meg. But if it's going to be bigger than that, then you're going to have to get a DVD, which DVD is going to be a bit more than that, a bit more expensive than CDs, probably. Actually, I have no idea because of like how outdated CDs are versus DVDs. You might actually be able to find DVDs for cheaper. Maybe, possibly. Anyway, regardless, yeah, so you want to make sure you get just a DVD or just a CD burner and writable discs, not rewritable discs. And yeah, put that ish on a 5 1/4 floppy disk. Yeah, put it on a 5 1/4 floppy. You should be good to go at that point. I've actually got a few. You may have to write over Windows, just Windows. I've got a copy of that in the back. You think I'm joking? I'm not joking. I have a copy of Windows, which is just Windows. And yeah, man, good times there. Anyway, yeah, I do like that idea though. I like the idea of having physical media again. I feel like more people should be doing something like that. Okay, so you are you. So that means you would be this one. So then you are you, which you are. So then you would be you. So then you should be you. And then you would be you. All right, there we go. Okay, I think that helps. I think it's not perfect. Is it by no means perfect? But I think it looks better than like those weird glyph-looking things that I put on here. We'll probably replace them, but I think it looks a little bit better. Are you sure you are thinking of 5 1/4 and not 3 1/2? 100%. 100% I am. I actually kind of really want to go grab them now, just to be like, I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Enjoy the tunes. I'll be right back. Now I want to like double check and make sure. All right. Ugh, I found him. Okay, so, yeah, so I've got... Let me turn that down. Okay, so yeah, so I have got the original Microsoft Windows. This is the original Windows for the disk operating system. Yeah, like this is the original, still in its sleeve, Microsoft Windows right here on the 5 1/4. I would assume this probably does not actually read anymore. That's my assumption anyway. It has been through a lot. I mean, I know that it still looks pristine, because it is still pristine. It's been in a box for a very long time, but it has been sitting in garage after garage for a very long time. But anyway, yeah, so the date is 1985. I don't know if you'll be able to see that with this crappy camera. Yeah, so the date is 1985 to 1990. So yeah, before 1 year before I was even born. Yeah, so I've got all of the discs for the original Microsoft Windows right here. So this is the installation for it. And then I've got the Microsoft MS-DOS 6.2 enhanced tools and the installation for the original DOS right here. So that's good times. And then, if that wasn't enough fun for the 5 1/4, I've also got... This is one of the original Advanced Dungeons and Dragons for the IBM. So yeah, so this guy still in box, everything in here, which I take a lot of pride in, that this still has literally everything for the original... I know it's not like the original Dungeons and Dragons, but it requires DOS 3.2 or greater. It requires 512K of RAM, and it supports CGA, EGA, Tandy, 16 colors. So yeah, so I don't even know what year this is from. It's got to be on here. 1988 to 1991. But yeah, so it still has so it's got like this little disc you're supposed to use in the game, which is kind of fun, kind of good times there. It's like code cracking, stuff like that. You gotta like spin the disc somehow, some way you spin the disc. Wow, okay, so it's just very, very tight still. But anyway, it's kind of hard to see with the lighting there. But yeah, so basically this top disc spins and it reveals different letters based off of these glyphs here on the edges. So that's a good time. But yeah, then we've still got the 5 1/4 here for, so this is for Dungeons & Dragons Hills Far, and Dungeons & Dragons Dragons of Flame, and Dungeons & Dragons Heroes of the Lance. Yes, there's all the installation discs for all of those. Yeah, good times here. Yeah, still even have all of the user manuals for all of those, and the original styrofoam that it came in. Oh my gosh, freaking! I like looking at old games. It makes me very, very happy, just to like see where it all came from and like where we are now. It just, I don't know. It's something about it is just like very, very fun, nostalgic. Even though like these games were created before I was born, like I think it's Heroes of the Lance is from 1989, which was 2 years before I was even born. 2 freaking years. And then Hills Far was made the same year that I was born. Absolutely wild. Absolutely wild. So anyway, yeah, 5 1/4. 5 1/4 is a good time. Oh, and in case anybody needs it, I also have the original 3.5 inch discs, system discs for the original PowerBook Macintosh. So if anyone needs that, still in box. It's open, but still in box. Yeah. You got fonts, tidbits, the install. So much fun. Anyway, there was a weird random tangent of nostalgia and excitement. But do you have an 8-inch floppy and drive? I do not. I do not have that. I don't even have any more technically. I used to have, and I'm so sad that I got rid of it. When we moved, I was like, do I actually need this? I had this really old computer, and I was like, it barely worked. So I was like, okay, well, there's that already, and it was extremely heavy, but it had both a 5 1/4 inch floppy and a 3.5 inch floppy, and I was like, do I actually need this thing anymore? I was like, no, it barely works, and like I'm like, I don't want to put it in storage, so I donated it to a Goodwill. That's the word I'm looking for. And yeah, and I'm still very sad that I actually did that. I mean, I looked it up. They're like $100 on eBay, so it's not like it was like some priceless thing like I could have sold for like thousands of dollars, but still. The TRS-80 Model 3 with an 8-inch drive. The HD was the side of a footstool. 5 megabytes. Yes. Yeah, the size of a footstool. Yeah. Those things were massive. They were very large. All right, Loki, what do we got here? What do we got here? Oh, wait, is this their babies? Their babies! Yeah! Every time. Let's see. I like the most spaced up floppy disks with 1.4 meg or something like that. I've been using AI to look up the file sizes on both CDs, CD-ROM, and floppy disks. Yeah, they're good times. Retro. I used IMB computers, I think. Yeah, the IBM computers. I forgot the OS though. Yeah, it's a long time ago, very long time ago, and it's fun. It's good times. What were the 2 types of CDs we talked about to make sure that when people buy the CDs, they can't rewrite the files? So yeah, so basically you can buy writable CDs and then you can buy rewritable CDs. So if you get a rewritable CD, basically if someone has a CD-ROM or I guess even technically a DVD-ROM, but if someone has something that can write, they're able to erase what's on there and rewrite. Think of it as like the early stages of a flash drive. You plug it in, you can put stuff on there, you can take stuff off. Obviously much slower, much less storage space and stuff like that, and they're probably more expensive too. So if you just get writable discs, basically all they are just a blank disc, and then once you write on them once, that is it. You can't rewrite or anything like that. It's basically if you go to like a store and you buy physical media, if you buy like a physical CD, that is it was on a writable disc. It's not a rewritable disc. They wrote to it once and that's it. You cannot rewrite it. You can't erase what's on there. So, yeah, so make sure if you're going to be getting them, you'll probably want to get writable discs and not rewritable. Although, to be honest, you'll probably have more luck, most likely, if you just get DVDs. You're probably going to be able to find them for just as cheap, if not cheaper. So, I don't know. Now I actually kind of want to see. I have no idea what it would actually look like, but I want to see. Writable CDs. Verbatim. Oh my gosh. The fact that you can still freaking get verbatim, that is crazy. Okay, so you can get a pack of 50 from verbatim on Amazon. CD, so look for CDR. CDR is CD writable. And then there's CDWR, which is CD, or no. CD, I think it's RE? CD rewritable? I think it's what they call them. I don't know. But anyway, yeah. So CDR is CD writable. Just blank disc, 700 megabytes. And yeah, so it looks like you can get a 50 pack for $13.50. It's on sale. They're normally $18, it looks like. And then you can get DVDs for $15.95. So, okay. Yeah, so DVDs are still slightly more expensive. Way less than what they used to be back in the day, though. I remember my dad used to treat these things like they were gold, which, to be fair, they were a lot more expensive back in the day. To get a writable disc, the frustration and the anger that he would feel when, like, he would be burning to a disc and it would fail. When a disc would fail writing, you knew, and he was very angry about it. Yeah. Okay, I will add a little bit more to the design later. For now, let's just get this thing out here. So, I'm kind of thinking what we're going to do is the layout that we had before, where it was basically you're going to have a square here, and then it would just kind of square around. It just seemed boring, uninspired. So let's not do that. Let's do something along the lines of, let's see here. Maybe, because we don't need these to all be just in a straight line. We can do some different stuff going on here. So let's do... So if we're going to have the icons centered, let's do dial 2. We can have you come down to, like, here. Or we could just have 3 dials. And then we would basically just go... So dial 2 we could put here. Dial 1, let's put... Let's move over... Oh, actually, let's do this. Let's do this to figure it out. What if we say, like, 60? So come off the side there. Let's say we go 1, 2. Crap, that was 60 pixels, right? 56. Okay. So if we go with like 48. That's 8, 4. Okay, so that's not going to be enough. Let's go with like, I guess we can go 48. Wait. Okay, so this is 56. So let's go with like 42. So 14, is that 7? 7, 7. Okay. Okay. Now, if we show the dials and we move you down to here. Nope. All right, so let's go. Let's go 44. 44 pixels. 12, so that'd be 6. Delete that. Now, show the dials. You're going to show right there. Cool. So then dial 1 could be... So that would be have it centered there. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So you are 56. So if we do 56 and then we cut this. I don't know, here-ish. This will be connector number 1. Now, with connector number 1, we can do this darker gray. It comes down here. So basically, this is what's going to fill in as you are making progress. Okay, there we go. Same thing over here. Okay, there we go. If you ever have a USB 3.5 disc and try to make a boot disc, it will fail because newer 3.5 do not have a serial number, etc., causing the boot to fail. You have to create a serial number. Oh. That's kind of good to know. I like that. Thank you for sharing. I used to think, I use a ThinkPad running Windows 7. I don't think it's retro, though I'm old. Yeah, that's not really retro. I mean, maybe to some people that would be retro, but even I, in my ripe old age of 34, I would not consider that old or retro. A good try. That is kind of fun, though. I do appreciate Windows 7. I kind of miss it, honestly. Mosa says, yo, Moonwood Games. Welcome, Mosa. Glad you're here. How's life? How you doing? How was your weekend? Sup, how y'all doing? Doing absolutely fantastic. Just hopefully finally finishing this freaking puzzle. I hope. Been a while again. It has been a while again. But that's all right, you know? Life gets away from you. Things get busy, and that's totally fine. Totally fair, totally valid. But hopefully at least things are going well for you. I hope. Okay, so if we flip that, we go, oh. Okay, let's go 1, 2, 3, just to get that in place. Let's hide the dials, and then we just need to fill that in there. All right, there we go. There we go. Whoop. Okay. Dial 2, dial 3. So what if we do like there? Just to add like a little bit of change to it. Then what we can do is we can basically just say, so here, so we've got 6 wide. So we do 6 wide to there. So we fill this one in with that. Then you. That. Hide dial 3, and then we want to say 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay. That should be fine, right? I mean, unless we do something like this, where we say, you go there, so then you would go there, and then 3 would go there, and you would go there. So we just say this one would be the icon. So if the icon is, let's just say, for example, this guy. Oh, wait. That's centered now. Okay. There we go. That's centered. So then we would say, let's do... Is it 6? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so it's 6 with this. So let's go over to there. And then we'll do 16. I think 16 feels all right. Yeah, something like that. Happy New Year. Thank you, Musta. I appreciate that. Yeah, hopefully you're having a good year so far with the first couple days of the year anyway. Yeah. Anything exciting? Fun? Thinking of making a fantasy console for my CS class I need to pass. I mean, that's fair. And I would say that's a passing project to do for sure, 100%. But I think it's just an API that draws my PNGs with a VM. Well, I mean, hey, as long as it gets you to pass, that's all that matters in the end. API stuff is fun though. I mean, I dropped out of college, but when I was going to college, I was doing web dev. And so I did a bit of stuff with APIs and, loading images and all that fun stuff. And yeah, I actually, one of the projects that I did, basically all it was is I made a website that just pulled from someone else's API that showed Final Fantasy characters. And it just like pulled their information, their images and stuff like that. It was fun. It was fun. It was a good time. I enjoyed it anyway. Okay, so maybe I'll change this up a bit later, but for now, it'll show, once you find the thing, you can put the thing in here. And yeah, I think that should be fine. I hope. I don't know, it's definitely, this is one of those things that like, I think I've spent too much time on it, that in my head, I'm like stressing myself out because I'm like, well, it has to be absolutely perfect, when really it does not have to be absolutely perfect. I can fix it later and make it look visually different later. For now, I just need to move on and get this thing actually in the game and running. So get that figured out. All right, that adds a little bit of flair. Sure, why not? Okay. Cool. Now, basically, we will not be showing this in here like that, because that'll show later. We're going to have a button here. Be like 44. That should work. Okay, let's do something like this. Okay, good. That's not the same gray. Let's do one lighter here. Okay, then if we say activate, sure I fat fingered that, 5 pixels, and we're going to switch that to the 3x5 monofont. None. 0. Okay, so I do need to make it 1 taller. Okay, let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then here we're gonna say, oh wait, crap. I'm doing this on the same layer as the icon layer. So let's do 1 over. Stretch that over with nearest neighbor. Okay, and then let's do, it's going to be called button. Got 7 and 5, so we can move activate over to there. Okay. I don't know. That should be fine. Let's see. Sagafish says, bye, I need to sleep. No worries at all. Hopefully you have an absolutely fantastic rest of your evening. And yeah, we'll hopefully see you on a future stream. So, till then, good luck. Take care. Okay. I'm kind of thinking, what if we do this? What if we say icon? Is there one shade darker that I can go? No, there is not. We'll just do this shade, and then we say something like that. Yeah, unknown until you actually fill it in with something. Okay, so here's the basic idea. Basic idea is you can just try and guess. I mean, it's basically a 1 out of 4 shot. And so every time you do it, if you get it wrong, then you take damage, and then you got to go again. But if you want to, you can just take damage, and then eventually, hopefully, figure out the right one. So once you figure out the right one, then you need to line up the correct icon with here. And then that will then have an icon down here. So then you have to line up this one to line up with that one. Then you have to line up this one to line up with that one. And then it goes through and activates the portal. Yeah. That should be fun, right? I hope. I guess time will tell. Time will tell. Okay, well, let's do that. Let us do that. So we got to resize this up to 400%. That is not what we want to do. We want to resize this up to 400% using nearest neighbor. There we go. That's better. Now it's all pixely looking, which is exactly what we want to see. Okay, so dial 1. Let us merge that, copy that, new, create, paste that. Okay, so this is finally going to be the newest and hopefully last of these freaking things. Let's go to downloads, Tomb of Vercilias, images, pictures. This is the portal puzzle. Let's call this stuff the... So we've already got portal puzzle underscore 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Do we have portal puzzle 2? Yes. Okay. Let's call this Portal Puzzle Piece 1. Portal Puzzle Piece 1. There we go. Fair enough. Yes, we got you. We've got the... Oh, wait. No. Let's do this. Let's do... So we need to keep these overlays showing above the dials. Let's get rid of those. So I think all of this we can have be... Well, let's see. So we can't have these showing progress. We also probably don't want the button to be showing either, because that's going to be its own thing. So I think all of this can be showing above, right? Pretty sure. Pretty sure. So if we merge that together, copy, new. So this will just go, and it'll show above the dials themselves. So this is going to be called the puzzle, the portal. That's what it's called. Portal Puzzle Piece 1. Let's call this Portal Puzzle Piece 2. We'll call this one Portal Puzzle Piece 1. All right, there we go. So those are going to show above everything else. And then we have the actual dials themselves that show below that. And then we're going to have the button. We're going to need the button. But then we also have the progress bars. Now, the progress bars are going to be showing below everything. You know what? Let's actually have this be what shows below. Yeah. This is going to be the portal puzzle. It's the actual dial is going to be 3. This one's going to be portal puzzle piece 2. And then if we open portal puzzle piece 1. Oh my gosh. There we go. Let's come in here. Let's get rid of this bit right here. Save that. Okay. And then we need to get the dials. So for the dials, let's get rid of the overlay. New. Okay, so that is what they will look like without the overlays. Let's find the portal puzzle piece 3. Let's replace that. Okay. Okay. And I think the only other thing we need is the button itself to activate. So we're going to have a couple states of this button. So the first one is activate. Let's find portal puzzle piece 4. And then when you click it, basically that will happen. Let's, oh my gosh, freaking get out of here. Hide the bar. Okay, I know. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Okay, good. Sometimes Photoshop, sometimes. Let's grab a 4 pixel. So if you move down, let's do this. You are going to be your own thing. Okay. It's like, who is texting me at 11 o'clock at night? Someone's sharing reels with me. Okay, And then if you, let's do this. Let's fill that in with black. So then we can say if you move down 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's what I thought. That is what I thought. Okay. So it'll be basically that little button click animation. Okay. So this is going to be PNG portal puzzle 4. And then you'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. Save this as PNG portal puzzle piece 5. Okay. Holy smokes. I think that should be everything that we need. I think. I hope. I guess we'll see. Time will tell. Time will tell. So. Eh. All right, let's get this thing set up. So back over here for the first time in forever. Let's go over here to the tomb. $149. Okay. No. Which one is it? The portal puzzle? 164. Yes, this is the one. Okay, I'm just going to make a copy of you. You're going to be called the portal puzzle old. Just so we don't get rid of it or overwrite it too much. I'm also going to set you all to action button. So none of these things happen while I'm doing things. Okay. Initialize the puzzle. So we're going to wait for 30 frames. Set all those to 0. Now, we don't want to do this every time, do we? Because basically we are setting... Oh, how are we going to set the win condition? Let's say, because basically the way that it works is, I think this will technically be like the determining, well, technically this will be the determining factor. Whatever's facing this way. So I think technically, if I say in the RTG spawn, so we have this going on right here. But this is not, pretty sure this is what it is currently. So loop, set 818 and 820 to a random number between 1 and 4. What is 818 and 820? Portal puzzle goal 1, 2, and 3. Okay, all right. So this has changed. This has changed. This is not what it's going to be like anymore. What do we want this to actually be? Because you'd be technically 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, so I guess technically we really just need the one thing. So we just need to say you set 818 to a random number between 1 and 4. And then we don't even have to worry about this even. So then we're going to say set the actuals, so 1, 2, and 3. So 815 through 817. So 815 through 817. Set these to be a random number between 1 and 4. Then we're just going to say so long as as long as 818 is not equal to game variables dot value 815. So let's say, for example, if you are equal to 1, that means you are the red circle. Equal to 2, you are the green pentagon. 3 is blue triangle. 4 is purple square. I guess kind of. Yeah, it's kind of square. So that's what you are. So you're a 1. So basically what we want to say is so long as 818 is not equal to 815, which if 815 is equal to 1, then you are red. So we're going to say I'm trying to make it so that this never starts on the correct one. And I think we just want to use the same value for the positions of the dials. So basically, red is up, 1 is up, 2 is the right, 3 is down, 4 is left. So if this purple square is facing up, that means the dial is in the 4 position. Because here's the thing. Technically, this one needs to be correct, but then this one would also have a correct position. This one would have a correct position. This one is a... So we don't want to go based off of the different directions, because then we're going to be checking all sorts of different weird things. So if you're equal to 1, which means you're expecting to have this facing this way, that would mean you would be in the 4 position because you would be up. Okay. Yes. So how would I figure that? So we could say if so long as this, let's say if you're equal to 1, is not equal to this variable, I mean, we could say plus 3, which is then equal to 4. But then that doesn't work so well if this is a 4 and then we want it to be equal to a 4. Then it's now saying, 4 plus 4. Yeah, okay. We might... I mean, I guess it doesn't matter that much. Yeah, it doesn't really matter that much. For now. Eventually, we can figure all that out, but for now, I'm not going to worry too much about it. So, let's get rid of that. Let's just say, set that to be a random position, and then you will be just a random... It'll set the 3 dials to be random positions as well. Okay. So... when we come in here, we don't want to do this. This is not something we want to do because we want it to set the dial positions before you start and then don't touch them again If you lose, you don't want to reset them. You just want them to leave them where they were before. So let's get rid of you. Now, we're going to show 28 is the lowest. Portal. No, wait, that's right. Okay, so we've got portal piece 1, 2, 3. So the lowest is going to be puzzle piece 2. Okay. So you're going to show portal puzzle piece 2. You're the lowest. And we're going to show it at 640 by 506. Okay. Then 29. So this is the next one up. So this is going to be the first dial. Okay, so you're going to show right here, and you're going to be 508, 496. 508, 496. $30 is going to be the same puzzle piece. And you're going to show at 640, 628. And last but not least, $772, 496. 772, 496. All right, and the last thing we need to show is image layer 32, and that is going to be the cover, which is that guy right there. Cool. All right, you will show at 640, 562. 640, 562. Okay, that should be all the pieces, yeah? So we're showing this guy, this guy, this guy, and oh, the button. The button, that's right. So the button is going to show at 'kay, that's centered. Going to show 640, 406. $640, 406. Okay. Now we're going to show 29, 30, and 31 to the angle to equal 90 times 815, 816, 817 minus 90. Okay. Minus 9. Oh, yeah, minus 90. Wait for 30 frames and then turn on show trap puzzle timer. Okay, there we go. Now, let's figure out all of this stuff here, shall we? Okay, so this is a const, let's see, X game variables value 1, Y's game variables 2. So, CX, so 640, 544. So that is centered. And then math, so C minus CX, Y minus CY, 12, and then 60. Okay. So I think it's going to be ring 1, left ring. Okay, so I think I need to get the X and Y position of the picture itself. So the first one is 508, 496. Is it 408 and 596? And the math. Okay, so then we're doing 12 and 60. And then so that is 56, 104. Okay. So I believe what that would be then is from the center here. So it should be 72 is this guy. And that is basically U to U, which is 16. Okay, and then it should highlight. So if we do 35, 35, 35 on 29, and then 0, 0, 0 on 32 and 31. 31 and 30 and 31. Okay. I think we'll see what happens. We will see what happens. Okay, so let's turn on switch this one. Okay, everything. Ooh, no, not quite everything shows. We're also not showing everything correctly. Okay. Interesting, interesting. I think I may need to take these guys out. Just for now, until I get this finished going. So I figured it was correct, but I guess not. Whoops. Okay, all right. So I don't have that thing working correctly at all. 408, 596, then it's 16. So if you are greater than or equal to 16, and then less than or equal to 72. Because that's the diameter. So I think the circumference. Yeah, it should be like right here. So it should be 508, 496. 508, 496. 508, 496. That what I'm doing here? 508, 496. Oh my gosh. Dyslexia. It's great. It's absolutely fantastic stuff. Highly recommended. There we go. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. All right. We're good. We're good. So this is ring 1, left ring. So if you're equal to all of that. So we set the picture. There we go. There we go. Touch input is pressed. So for this is for picture number 29. So we do picture number 29. So it should just be, so if the picture is there, then the dx, so the diameter x equals touch input dot x minus p dot x. Okay. 180. This mouse angle, and then P angle, the picture angle. And then you are going to equal 29. So I think if we come in here with 2 else, what we're going to want to say is this is going to be 640, 628. Okay. Then the 16 and 72, that should be fine because it's the same circumference and size. This is going to be the middle ring. Ring 2, middle ring. All right, so then you are 0, 0, 0. Nope, 0. Then you are 35, 35, 35. It's going to be image layer 30. All that should be correct. You'll be set to 30. All right, and then last but not least, we should have in the else here. This should be, let's see, what's the X and Y on 31? So that's 772, 496. 772, 496. Okay. This is going to be ring 3. This is going to be the right ring. Okay, yeah. All right, set you to 0, 0, 0, and then you're going to be 35, 35, 35. Dutch input is pressed, and we're going to do image 31. Switch this variable to equal 31. And then in the else, we'll just say 0, 0, 0 on all of these. Cool. Now, that should allow me to see the rings, interact with all the rings, and rotate them. Shouldn't change anything yet, like nothing should happen. But I should be able to tap and rotate. Hey, look at that. I think that actually looks pretty clean. I am not going to lie. I think it looks pretty good. Pretty freaking good. If I do say so myself, I think it looks decent. It's not amazing, but I think having like the overlay that sticks there and doesn't move, I think that actually helps a lot. So what is happening here? Why are you disappearing? Oh, 255. That would do it. So it is showing, it just wasn't showing. It was showing the picture at 0% opacity. So no wonder I couldn't see it. There we go. There's everything now. Okay. So we still need to get the activate button. And then I also want to make it so that as you rotate the wheel, when you release, I want it to do some things. Yeah. So this is where we're actually rotating things. So if you're greater than or equal to 29, it comes in here, rings rotate. So then this is just taking that variable, rotating it all, and then when you release, then we want to do some things. Okay. Turn on B. We got 30 and then 29. Okay. So this is it actually checking. So I don't think we want these in an else handler. They are not in an else handler. Okay, cool. So that's the loop. You're just this whole thing. Okay. So we want these guys. Oh, crap. Okay, it's not exactly how I was thinking it was supposed to be. It's close, but it's not. It's not. It's close, but it's not. So how do I want to do this? So basically what's happening here. This is responsible for snapping the picture, snapping the rotation into place. So like this one, for example, so this is finding the nearest upright angle. So Yeah, so 0, 360, 720, etc. So yeah, so it's basically just rounding the angle 360 times 360. So it could be any angle, because as you are rotating the image, it kind of does some weird things with RPG Maker, and the angle can kind of get out of balance number wise. So basically what this is doing is it is then going to recalculate it and then snap it back into place essentially. No, this is what snaps it back into place. This is actually taking whatever rotation angle it is at and then changing it to be a lesser number. So I can just check for one number. That's basically what this is. Yeah, and then this one actually moves it over the course of 20 frames. Okay, yes. Yes. Now I have to remember. So angle equals game picture 31, angle const remainder equals math abs angle percentage of the 360. Remainder is less than 20 or remainder is greater than 340. So we actually want to do not that, because that is a very small section where basically we want to have this section right here. So we want to say negative 45 to positive 45. So if you are less than, this would be 45. And then just to make sure I get it right, because it's getting late, and so the 360 minus 45 would be 315. 315. That only works if it's in that specific crap. I don't know if I can use this same logic, or at least not cleanly. Because basically what this is doing is, if I come over here, I'm trying to think of how I'm going to repurpose it to apply to everything. Because basically if I come in here and I turn this on, now if I rotate this up to here, it should snap into place. And I can move this like this, and then nothing happens. But if I move it even slightly, just right over that threshold of the 45-degree angle, it snaps into place, which is what I want. I want it to do that because I want it to be, as you're going along, if it's like slightly off, I want it to snap into place. But how am I going to get that to work with all 4 directions? I don't know. Unless of course I just make it like an absolute nightmare of ugly. Then maybe. I mean, technically I think what I can do is I think I can do... Yeah, I don't know. So here's the win, here's the lose. Let's cut that out. Let's throw that down there. Win, non-win. Okay. Let's just exit event processing right here. There it is. So we don't want to go into this spot right here yet. Okay. let's get rid of these guys just so they're out of the way. So this right here, this thing right here that is highlit, this is what's actually rotating the image back into the correct position after it, when you put it at a basically 90-degree angle, give or take 45 degrees. This is what's actually doing this. But I'm trying to think how to do this more cleanly. Could I? Let's do this. Snap, pick one. Or no, snap, dial 3. Let's change this to dial 1 first. Might as well. Okay, so 31, you are now 29. The angle, 60 remainder, 45, and greater than 315. So snap, dial 1, rotation. Picture 29. Okay, that should be good. 31 is now 29. Const of 29. Angle 360, less than 1, or remainder is greater than 359. Then do 29 equals 0. So that should basically fix dial number 1, or this should set it to be dial number 1 now. Ah, crap. Let's do that one, the non-win. There we go. That should be better. Oh my gosh. There we go. Yeah, so now if I have you like that, it should snap, snap, snap. Okay. So now I need to get the code working. Snap in any of the directions. What are the options I have? We could... I mean, I'm trying to think about it without brute forcing it, basically. I'm trying to think of what that's going to look like. So, I mean, I could brute force it and just do every single one of these 4 times for every angle. I kind of set it up in such a way to do that, didn't I? Crap. Well, I mean, to clean it up a little bit, or at least the look of it, it's not exactly cleaning up. That's on the line though. I mean, I could switch it. See, Man Up says, I got back into an old project because I got past my limitations in combat by just trying to recreate combat using conditional text branches and text in RM2K3. Hey, that's awesome. That is fantastic. I love that. I love when you can actually get past a roadblock or a limitation. It's good times. Good times. Yeah. Awesome. Awesome. Well, glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. Okay, this is not going to be clean at all. Like, this is going to be very janky. I should not be doing this. I'm just going to say that. I should not be doing it this way. Why am I doing it this way? Because I like the jank. The jank is good. Not really, but hey, look at that. It makes it look better now, right? So much better. Not really, but so then basically what I could do is I could just duplicate that 3 more times per dial. It's not the worst thing I've done in this game, and it's not going to be the last bad thing I do in this game. So then basically what we would do is I would say, so basically, yeah, so we would just say, so it'd be 45 plus, so we'd be doing 135 so then 315 plus 90 would be 405, minus 360 would be 45. That makes sense. 45. So this is going to be the snap dial 1 rotation. 0 degrees. $90 degrees. Is that actually gonna work? $360 times 360. Math round, so divided by 360 times 360, okay. So what if we say, trying to think if this would even work. The way that this is all written is strictly to make it so that if it's facing close to upward, it snaps it to being like completely 0 degrees facing up. And I just don't know if this is really going to actually do this. So with this, we would then need to say 360, C would be 90. $89. 90. I don't know. I don't know. Let's find out. Let's find out together. Whoa, that's not what we want to see. There we go. That's what we want to see. Okay, so you should snap like that. Did I do it reverse? I did. So you're correct. You're correct. And then if we go here, okay. I don't want to say this is actually going to work, because there's a good chance this is not going to work. But there's a chance. I'm telling you, there's a chance. So let's say 135 plus 90 is 225. And the remainder of 45 plus 90 is 135. Okay. $180. So you're going to be 180 instead of 90. Okay, all of that should be just referencing the variables. This dot angle times 2. So then you are going to be, if 29's angle, 180. And then 179. And then you would be 180. And let's give a shot with the last one and see what happens. Okay, so 225 plus 90 is 315. And then 135 plus 90 is 225. Wait. Oh, yeah, 270. Okay, so I didn't name the other one correctly. So this is 180 degrees. There we go. Summer Dev says, numbers! Exactly. Good old crazy numbers. Trying to make it so that these snap into position. I'm sure this is not a good way to do this at all. But I'm so done with this puzzle. I don't even want to hear it. I don't want to hear it from anybody. Yeah, I'm too lazy now to redo all of this here. Yeah. 180, 270, yeah. 270. Okay, then then it rotates everything. So then 29, all that's fine. So then this one just needs to be 180 is 270. Crap. Did I not update that on the other ones? Oh, well, I guess that doesn't need to be updated. 270 remainder. Less than 1. 359. So 80. So 359, 89, 179. I think this is actually very wrong. So 269. Who knows? Who knows? So then you would set the angle to be 270. I don't know. Let's see what happens. If not, we might get rid of the snapping, maybe. We'll see. So, if I rotate you to here, you should snap to there. If I rotate you to here, okay. That's not what you want to see. So that one still works. That one still works. So why is that happening? So we got 90, 180, 270. So this is a loop. That's a loop. Do I have these in here backwards in a weird roundabout way? So would you need to be you, and then you need to be, so you got else, and then would you need to be you, and then you need to be you? Maybe. This may just completely mess it up. I feel like I did something wrong, and I don't know what it would be. So, you should snap here properly. Does the purple still snap? The green is snapping now. What about the blue? Okay. So the red is fine. So the green's fine, and the red is fine. When I try and do purple, it then snaps to... Well, it doesn't snap. It rotates back to red and then snaps to green. That actually rotates back to green, but then that one rotates to red and then snaps to green. Oh my gosh. Okay. Wow. Wow. So let's do this, just to make sure. Let us flash the screen. I believe, and this may be where we're having issues, but I believe this is supposed to be red. I think this one is green. I think this one is the blue triangle. And I think this one would be the purple. Let's find out. Let's find out together. Also, some randev, what are you doing awake so late? You need to fix your sleep schedule. You are up way too late, my friend. Red. Okay. So then green. That is green. Blue. Purple. So this is if 29. You're less than 315. No, it's fixed. I just slept for almost 8 hours. I don't know if you can necessarily call that fixed. I think if you're sleeping super late, then that's not fixed. That is not fixed at all. You need to sleep at normal times. You know, like the nighttime. The nighttime is a good time to sleep. Trust me. I've been there. I guess I'm not really one to speak. I stream until like 12:30 at night, and then I wake up at 6 to get ready for work the next morning. Yeah, maybe I'm probably not at all the best person to talk to about this, but that's where I just pass judgment, because I'm cool like that. I woke up specifically to continue my streak for stream. All right, all is forgiven. So actually, it's your fault. You know what? I'll take it. I will take it. I will take that blame 100%. And I appreciate you doing that for me. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So what? Let's do this. We're going to set you. You're a smart object now. So if I rotate you, you are now negative 90. You're a negative 90, all right? Negative 90. Now, if we come in here and I say, what if we rotate you to like a here-ish a here-ish position would be negative 135. So on green, this one right here. So that's 135. If you're less than 135, greater than 45. Okay, so this is where it starts kind of becoming weirdness with this freaking thing. Okay, so let me show you really quick. So I'm just going to pull this up, and then we're going to go to you. Now, I am going to let's create a new element. Yes, that's what we need. So let's create a text right here, and this is just going to show. This is going to show game screen dot picture. Picture. This would be 29 dot underscore angle. Okay, the angle is currently equal to 0. Now, as I click on this, crap. All right, let's come back in here, and I need to edit you because I believe we need to do this guy. We need to do math.round, and then parentheses, put this in there. There we go. Okay, now we're rounding to the nearest number. Okay, so as you can see, as it rotates, you know, we get to 90, so 90 degrees. It's now rotated like that. Actually, let's do this. So clicking from the top. So we're 90 degrees going this way. Cool. We come down here. We're now at 180. And then as we come around the bend here, it then switches over to be a negative number. The reason being is because as soon as it hits 270, we don't want it to like keep going, because if we keep rotating like this, it will just, like, the way that pictures work in RPG Maker, if I were to keep rotating like this, we would now be at like, I don't know, 7,000 or something like that. So to maintain a number that I can work with, it then jumps at 270 to then equal negative, essentially negative 90, negative 89. And then we come all the way back up again, and then we're back up to 0. But here's the weird well, no, because if it's snapping, then we should be fine. So actually, maybe. Here's what we can do. Let me turn off displays, Tomb of Vercilias test play. Okay, now you can see this guy right here. So we need to, I need to check something. So if we come over here, so for dial number 1, on rotation number 2, because number 1, obviously, like, this one is already all set up. You're good to go right there. Right there. So with this one, though, with this conditional branch, so if 29 dot underscore angle 360, if the remainder is, uh-oh. What did you notice, Randev? What did you notice? What am I waiting for? Did you notice the thing? Did you notice? LeGinger Dev says, how you doing, bud? Welcome, welcome. I'm doing absolutely fantastic. How you doing, LeGinger Dev? How was your weekend? Okay, so if the remainder 315 is less than 315, so basically the way this is working, so we're going into the negatives. I was just listening so far in a dark room, and I didn't want to blind myself with phone light. Just focus on the screen. And did you notice the new layout? Yes, the new stream interface. Yeah. Well, I figure new year, I might as well, get a new layout and all that fun stuff. So yeah, completely redid it all. It's a good time. It's a good time. Actually, do you want to see the fun part? I know you wouldn't have seen the beginning. So let me go over here to the purple pixel start. Hold up. You won't be able to hear me because I don't have my microphone on in here. But this is the starting, the countdown scene. It's pretty exciting stuff. And there's a fun little animation to go from that scene to this scene. Here we go. there we go. Yeah, it's I don't know. It's not quite done yet. This is not by any means the finished scene at all. But yeah, so got the whole intro scene, and then it, like, you know, does a little knob turn and it like switches static, and it's kind of fun. I need to add sound effects still. And yeah, but I don't know. I wanted to go with something a little bit more simplistic than the other one. And I also decided that it was time to retire the monster battler that I had, the game bruh that was over on the side of the screen. I was like, you know what? It was a proof of concept, and now that I know that I can do it, I'm kind of going back to the basics, kind of trying to redo it from the ground up. And yeah, so eventually, actually down here where this grass is, this is where like a new kind of like idle game that people can play will be running. But for now, it's just got the little guys running back and forth. So yeah. Anyway, so eventually there will be a whole new mini game down here that people can like redeem channel points and play. But for now, it's just the little guys running, and yeah. So good times. But yeah, so I figured, you know, new year, new stream setup should be good. I also redid. I know you can't see it, but I've got my whole green screen all set up now. I bought a giant green screen. My first one, it was I think 6 feet by 10 feet, which was fine. But when I try to hang it from the ceiling, it's 8-foot ceilings, and so, you know, when you only have a 6-foot sheet, and it's 2 feet of, you can't cover it. So figured I'd reward myself, and I got myself a 10 by 20 green screen, and it works really well. I can now reach higher than I could before, so it eventually cuts off. There we go. So I can reach a little bit higher, but more importantly, I can reach further over before it finally starts cutting off. So I don't know. Is it worth it? Maybe. I'm having the same conundrum, trying to think of a good minigame for Twitch. Yeah, I feel like that's kind of like a big one, to help people be in there. Actually, fun fact, Leginder Dev, your stream actually helped me kind of think of like the little minigame that I want to be doing. So yeah. So thanks to you. Oh wait, and you said something. Honestly doing pretty good. I streamed the majority of the weekend. When I was last in here, we were both at 420. Somehow I'm at 450. What? Oh my goodness. That's not bad. That is not bad. I am very happy for you. Very impressed. I wish that I could be at 450. I'm at 420. I wish I was 450. But hey, not bad. Not bad at all. Maybe it's just because I need a new minigame like you have. So, anyway, the cool part is you can use the old green screen as a blanket. Exactly. Or what I did with it is I hung it on the ceiling. So, actually, let me just for kicks and giggles, let's come over here. Camera filters. Let's turn off the chroma keys. There we go. So yeah, as you can see, I've got just like a giant thing now. It's very exciting. Oh, you can't see the giant thing. If I come down here, you can kind of see the more giant of thing. You can see my full little room here that I have going on. It is not anything too crazy. Yeah, that's what I got. This is what you're all looking at. So if I hide that, this is what you're looking at. Just cropped a little bit more. So yeah, there's a little peek into it. Yeah, so I've got the whole green screen back here. This is like the new big one. So it's 10 feet tall and then 20 feet wide. So it goes all the way from off screen over this way, and then it goes all the way over here, and there's still about like, I don't know, 5 feet that's not being used, that's just dangling there. And yeah, and the old green screen is up there to give myself some headroom. So if I ever stand up, I can be like, whoa, and it's so tall and big and cool. The only problem is all the hooks that I have to hang it. So there's the little clamp up there in the corner. Because that's there, and I'm not quite sure how I'm going to cover it yet, because I'm like, I can't. I don't know. Anyway, so it's showing there, so I can't. So normally I could probably have my hands up even more on the camera, but I can't, because there's a freaking clamp up there that's clamping things down, so I can actually keep the green screens up. And yeah. Anyway, there's a little peek behind the curtain, a little peek behind the green screen for you. Yeah, good times. Anyway. I wish I was a 4 anything. You're gonna get there. My overlay does attach a whole bunch of people 100%. Attracts people 100%. Yeah, that's kind of like what I was hoping for with my original overlay and the whole game bruh thing, which maybe it did, maybe it didn't. But I feel like this new one that I'm working on will hopefully be even better at hooking people. Maybe. What? I know, nice little peek behind the curtain. But I'm a hop on live. Glad I could catch you in the morning. Yeah, absolutely. Well, yeah, if you're going live, we will be rating you here in the next little bit. So, good luck. Good luck with your stream. Not anything too crazy. Is a whole room filled with green. Yeah. Maybe it was a little overboard, but all I need now is, I'm sure you noticed, I had like some room dividers back over there because like it's an unfinished basement down here. It's nothing too crazy. But so I have room dividers to like at least kind of section off this section just a little bit to like keep it warmer and or cooler or, you know, a little more soundproof as well. But yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. Eventually I want to replace that with green screen as well. So everything around me will be green screen, even the floor. And then I'll put green tape over my microphone and then I'll paint myself green. And then before you know it, I'll disappear. It'll be good times. Good times indeed. Poof. I think the choice of colors helps a lot. True, yeah. After 11 p.m., I'm still recovering. Time to sleep. Hamster, I appreciate you being here. Hopefully you have an absolutely fantastic rest of your evening, and we will see you on the next stream. I hope. Have a great stream, man. Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you. I mean, yeah, we're probably getting pretty close to ending anyway, because I mean, at least we have the better general idea of what we're going to be having in here, which is this thing will tell you basically what you need to have it be if you find it in the tomb. If not, then you can just kind of choose, you know, and hope for the best. Anyway, yeah, so let's figure this out, shall we? So here's the problem. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, because it switches over at the worst time right there. Because basically, there's a line right here that as soon as my cursor crosses over it, this is when I tell it to switch. So if I, you know, take this full all the way around, then by the time I get over to here, I'm around 270, and then it switches. But if I then, you know, grab from here and I come this way, it then switches right around there. Crap. Yeah, I'm gonna have to think about that. I know that I'm doing it correctly here, but I can't remember how that code actually works to get that to snap correctly. So basically, as of right there, we're at 330 and it still snaps. And you should be oh well, yeah. No, that doesn't make any sense. The snapping isn't necessary, but I feel like it makes sense to have. I feel like it makes sense to be able to have it snap into place. So we need to get it working somehow. Dakota says, all right, guys, I'm gonna head out. Dakota, I appreciate you being here. Hopefully you have an absolutely fantastic rest of your evening, and we'll see you on the next one. Yeah, how am I doing that? I don't remember how that's even happening. How is that even possible? Okay, so it's set to 180. So that one's working correctly. Sets it to 270. Which again, sets it to 270. Okay. So if the remainder is less than 1 or greater than 359. Do you just need to stay 359? 359. I think so. Maybe. Crap. Okay. I think I'm gonna have to redo all of this code. It was written specifically for snapping an object vertically to the 0 degree position if it was close enough to that position. But now I'm trying to like repurpose it for 4 different positions, and it just is not optimal for something like that. Not at all. Like, I shouldn't have to do that to snap one dial into 4 different positions. It's not good. So, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think what we're going to do is probably end it here. And then pick right back up where we are right now. Because red is good. So red is good, but then green... Yeah, that's just doing weird things. Okay. Yes, that's just not going to work. We'll figure it out. We'll figure something out in terms of like how we're going to make that work. I don't know what that's going to look like. But once we get that working, then we should be good. Because again, like I was saying, we could even make it so like it just doesn't even snap, right? So if you just have it like close. I mean, that's kind of like what these things are for, right? So you can actually see what's going on here. So I don't know. If snapping just doesn't seem to pan out, then we'll, yeah, do something else. But it's close. It's close. It just isn't quite what we're looking for. Yeah, we'll figure it out. Anyway, yeah, cool. Well, we're making progress at least. We're making progress, and we're gonna be there eventually. Because yeah, at this point, it's basically just getting the snapping working, and then getting it working on all 3 of the, dials. And then once that is good to go, then all it should be is just checking, building out the logic to then check for, based off of this starting piece, if this is in the correct position, which would then be, is this in the correct position, which means is this in the correct position, which would then activate it. That should be basically it. So, yeah. Anyway, yeah, cool. Well, like I said, yeah, I think that's probably going to be the end of it. So I do appreciate you all for being here. I hope you all have an absolutely fantastic rest of your evening. If you're here over on Twitch, we're going to go do a raid. If you're over on YouTube, I appreciate you being here. I mean, I appreciate both of you, all of you, from being here on either of the platforms. But we're just going to end it over on YouTube. We're going to do a raid on Twitch. And yeah, so I hope you all have an absolutely fantastic rest of your evenings or days or mornings, wherever you may be in this world. We'll see you all on the Tuesday stream for more of this excitingness. So exciting. We're making progress, though. We're almost done. So there is that. So, but I do appreciate y'all for being here. And yeah, hope we all have an absolutely fantastic beginning of your week. Should be a good time. Appreciate Twitch viewers a tiny bit more. Exactly. I appreciate you all, but if you're ever on Twitch, yeah. Nick Mixo says, BB, I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much, Nick. Yeah. Ha! Moon said it. I did say it. Wait, what did I say? Oh, that I appreciate Twitch more. I do. Maybe just a little bit. All right, everybody. Well, there we go. That's the end. Okay, we'll see you on the Tuesday stream. Okay, goodbye.